The following podcast contains mature subject matter and coarse language. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. We finally got right this time, guys. Hello, everybody. How's it going? We are Agents of Change, finally back for another episode for our new episodic content where we will be focusing around certain missions, and the characters may or may not change depending on said missions. But there will be multiple parts to each mission, and the choices will still have major consequences further down the line, and especially near the campaign's climax, which will be a ways from now. I'm your host, Ian Taylor. I need to get this out of the way real quick. Hang on.
Climax.
So I'll just put that here for now. We're still waiting on other players, so I need to customize the Zoom icons accordingly, so there may be some downtime for that. We have Matthew Portelli as
Hello.
Caleb Forson, the human barbarian. We have Michael Mason as Marius Stakhanov, the human artificer / rogue.
Good
We
evening,
have
all.
Joel Baker as Marjani Ovion, the
What's
Twilight
up?
Domain human cleric.
Hello.
Heather Chowders will be joining us shortly as Elantria de Bold, the wonderful Fire Genasi sorceress. No, sorcerer. What are you guys talking about? She's totally a sorcerer. And we have a new player with us tonight. Red, don't introduce your character just yet because we're going to save that for the campaign, but tell us a little bit about yourself. Your real self.
Not much to tell, really. Born in the South, raised here. Other than that, just your average Alphabet Mafia member.
That name literally beckons. Well, as we wait for a new player, how about a previously on segment?
Sure.
Previously on Agents of Change, our heroes underwent their final steps towards training for the Dark Lanterns, an agency devoted to stopping the different Drakenmark houses and the city of Sharn. Their training was mostly a success, however, there was one exercise where they could have fared a lot better. That being said, the woman by the name of Zandala was very pleased with their progress. But before they could so much as celebrate, the director called the entire party over and demanded that they be debriefed immediately on the mission to take down the man that's been responsible for the murder of yet another Drakenmarked house member. And unfortunately, the culprit is a good friend and mentor of Marius Stakhanov, known as Clayton Lawson. A bit traumatized and confused about the recent discovery, Marius still tried to clear his mind and form a plan. Not too sure either or not he was responsible, he still agreed to go forward with the mission with the rest of the group in tow. After reading into Clayton's file and learning more about the party going on this very night, in which Clayton will proudly show himself once and for all, at least to the agency's knowledge, the four of you decide to form a very basic plan on how to get Clayton out of the party quickly and quietly, which may be a little bit difficult since the party is being held on an airship. But before you could so much as leave the building to enact on your plan, let's change you over to a new map. Zandala stops you all on the first floor and signals you to come over in her direction.
Hey, we follow,
Okay.
I assume.
Well,
Gather round, friends.
I'm sure you're all very eager to jump head first into your first real mission, in spite of my concerns. But there's a few things you should probably know before you rush off, right? First off, I'm afraid to say that Squanmila and Eagle are off the case. The director needs them on a different mission, effective immediately. Oh, come on! Effective immediately? I was just about to get into something exciting. Don't worry, this mission will be even more exciting. Even more exciting than knocking a guy's lights out and dragging him off. And this is exactly why we're taking you off the mission. What was that? Head to the director's office, please. Let's not make this any more difficult than it has to be. Fine. Ego kind of turns to you all and says, just be careful out there, alright? You all don't seem half bad. And he just storms off. And Gramila looks very confused and just kind of crawls on the floor after. Eggle.
Oh.
Bye, little.
Bye.
Why is it so hard to walk? Okay, Cassandra can deal with that another time. Secondly, I'm admittedly not too certain if you're ready to head off onto your first mission alone. But thanks to the director's insistence, we decided to, how you say, reach a middle ground. So I've decided to send off one of our own agents, thanks to Luxley Murdoch getting himself desk duty for 2 weeks. One of our own agents will join you on that first mission instead. And at this point, coming through the main door, you see this fellow. At this point, Red, why don't you explain to the party what your character looks like?
You see a 5'3", pretty lean built emerald dragonborn.
Question. Is it supposed to be terrifying or is it supposed to be this cute?
That's a good question. You
Well,
see,
I'm hard, so if I was terrifying, kind of going against the job.
Okay, great.
yeah,
Just making
so
sure so I
you
can.
see this charming green dragonborn with a crystal sticking out the side of its head and a full mullet haircut, which is also green, but kind of a bit of a scar near its right eye and a monocle hanging out because of course he does. And he very proudly and daintily steps out as Sandala says, "Oh, perfect timing. Gentlemen, this is one of our agency's finest infiltrators, Kenopi Bud. Now, she will be keeping an eye on you at all times, so I expect you all to be on your best behavior. Thank you for coming, Kenobi, on such short notice. We seem to be short on members right now, so it's a little bit hectic."
Marjani will just kind of step forward. It's just like, welcome. I'm glad to meet. It's very nice to meet you. I'm
Hey.
Marjani.
Make sure to hand over weapons. Oh, that's quite alright, Asimov. They'll be leaving shortly. Oh, and Asimov kind of looks over to you, Caleb. Still a little bit shaken, but pretend like he didn't notice you. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was just doing an introduction. It's fine.
I'm going to turn over and ask if I can get my gear, please.
Asimov,
Hey.
without hesitation, rushes to get your gear and slams on the table.
Oh yeah, and mine too, please.
Oh yes, this short 3-foot halfling will grab your giant axe right away, and he just pulls your axe out of the locker, slams it on the ground, drakes it with both hands. Oh, it's alright, I got it. And overhead throws the axe onto the table, almost splitting it in half.
Marjani,
Caleb picks up his trusty axe and goes, "Thank you. This
What?
is me asking nicely."
I'll
I
after
go.
he lifts the axe up,
Yeah.
cast mending on the damage to the table again.
You lay your hand down, and a symbol, you notice, Kenobi, a symbol on his hand, you said? Or your cheek?
Face.
Your cheek begins to light up, and the carving on the table begins to reform and repair itself. As Asimov rushes and sweats very heavily to grab all of your items and plants it on the table, you get all of your weapons back.
awesome.
Thank you.
And that will include Elandra when she comes
Yeah.
back online.
Marjani will look at him. He's just like, you could just ask for help, right? You don't always have to be dragging.
No. It is part of the job. I can handle it. Alright,
Right.
best of luck out there. Hopefully you don't cause other members to shit their pants.
Asimov,
Good day. Yes?
do you by chance have access to a hand crossbow I could use?
He kind of crosses his arms, raises his eyebrow, and says, "If I did, I wouldn't hand to you. With
Why
all due
not?
respect, I take weapons. I don't sell weapons. I don't
I was
sell
ask-
crap like hand crossbows."
Too bad.
Yes, it is very bad. I've seen plenty of weapons in your storage.
Oh, that is just other people's weapons, so give them later.
Why can't they have the weapons now?
I have had this argument too many times because in order to keep the people safe. What am I? I'm not arguing with Tin Can. Get out of here.
Right.
I'm
Let's
not
go.
technically a tin can, but alright.
So,
Hello, this one is Cog.
hello, Kanopi. I am Marius. As Cog has already introduced, he is Cog, my companion.
He gives a very awkward and slow and robotic thumbs up as he says that.
Right.
Now, Sandala says, "Now, I trust you will catch up on Kenobi up on all of the details on your mission. And one last thing. You may think..." And she kind of leans in and says, "You may think this will be just like our training exercises, where if you screw up, you can just try again tomorrow like nothing happened. Out on the field, it's different. Where if you so much as sneeze in the wrong direction, the city will chew you up and spit you right back out again. So always, always, watch your backs out there. Now I trust you will keep the agent Bud posted, so best of luck." And he turns to you, Bud, and says, "And please do keep an eye on them," as she
Marius.
walks off.
Marius takes a seat on the bench and goes, "Well, I guess we should tell you what our plan is so far. That way, we can figure out where you can fit into this." And as he's doing this, he has pulled his goggles off that he had on his head, and he's tinkering around with them and fiddling and stuff like that while he's talking.
You see Cog looking at his back very profusely.
Cog is looking at his back?
Yes.
Okay.
With like an owl with a 360-degree head turn. He is just staring at it endlessly.
Is everything okay, Cog?
This one was told to watch its back.
Oh, that is just a phrase. It's not meaning to literally watch your back.
Then why did they say watch your back instead of just look out?
Because it's just a turn of phrase.
There's a
of
lot
people use
about this common language this one does not understand. Ooh, almost slipped there.
And
All right.
Cog just awkwardly stands off right next to Asimov.
Oh, Cog, please let nothing ever happen to you. You're so cute.
Yeah.
Rubs hands menacingly.
All right.
Guys do?
So, this is the plan. I'm going to go talk to my father, show him, as I kind of hold up my goggles that I've been tinkering with, how I've advanced a little bit in my artificer skills. I'm going to talk to him about this party tonight and try to get an invitation. Once I have the invitation, he sets the goggles off to the side, pulls out a piece of paper, does the quick wave over top of it, a really rough version of a invitation. I'm going to use the original copy to make copies for my companions to come on. Marjani there is going to pretend, excuse me there, sorry about the cough, is going to pretend to be a noble with her guards as I wave at the other two.
As Marjani kind of looks at her and she's going to say like, "Yeah, I've been meaning to ask you about that." And she's basically going to look at you and basically be like, can I just talk to you alone for a second?
Sure.
And she will point to this direction over here. It's just like, "Excuse us, we need to discuss something."
Actual
that's fine.
privacy? What kind of story is this? You're supposed to move 10 feet to the left. Sorry, I'm making fun of it. Action movie tropes. Go on.
All right, so Marjani will look at her and she's basically going to say, "Remember I keep asking you about the houses, correct?"
Yeah.
Okay, she is going to go and lift up the sleeve of her left hand, and she is going to show you her mark. And she's basically gonna say, "Now, I don't know if this might work. I don't know what this mark is, but hopefully I'm thinking that it might be able to assist us in any way. Do you recognize this one?"
And out of game, this is an aberrant dragon mark, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So I need to do an Arcana check
It is not an aberrant dragon mark. It is a regular dragon mark.
Yeah.
It is a regular dragon mark?
Yeah, it is a regular
Yeah.
dragon mark. That's an important distinction to make. Aberrant dragon marks basically come illegally. Like, they don't come from birth. They're placed
Right.
after the fact.
I have to
First
roll my
roll.
extra 1d4 on this as well. because it's an
17.
Arcana check. So that would be a 19 to my 10.
19.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, you know what this mark is. Alright.
What is it?
This is the mark of... Remind me again?
House Orion.
House Orion. That's right. Let me just pull up the file here real quick.
House Orion. Okay.
Orion.
They make the lightning rail.
Lightning rails. Yes.
That's right. That is
Transportation.
absolutely true. They're the mark of, otherwise known as the mark of passage. They govern motion, allowing its bearer to move with uncanny speed and precision, which explains why Marjani has been moving considerably faster than you all. And for the most part, they manage land transportation. Lightning rail is their most dramatic tool, but they also run coaches along the length of the city of Shern as well. Now, lately, they've kind of ran into a bit of competition with your house in particular, Marius. But they're doing their best to try and make a profit. And in fact, they're also, as far as you know, going to be involved in the party tonight as well to see the new
Yes.
invention. Likely
'Cause it's on
because
their
your
airship.
house wants to show your, likely because House Caniff wants to show off their invention and basically make them look bad.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Interesting. And you don't know what this mark is?
No, I've never. My mother never told me. I don't think she knows exactly. It might come from my father, but I've never met him before.
Okay, so you know how we're having this party tonight, and
Mm-hmm.
it is hosted upon an airship owned by House Orion,
Yeah.
and how House Orion created the lightning rails?
Uh huh.
He takes his finger, he holds her by the wrist, and he touches it, and he goes, "This is a mark of House Orion. This is the mark of passage."
So it looks at her arm. It's just be like passage.
Movement, travel.
Move. She looks at you. It's just be like that explains a lot. It always makes sense. Every time I was outside and trying to get away from trouble, it was always easy for me to slip across.
hmm
Well, you said House Orion. I'll have to look into that a bit deeper next time. But for now, I think we should prioritize getting into the party. And from what you said, I think we have a bit of edge when it comes to that.
Yes. Now, the catch being that if you are of House Orion, but didn't know that you were of House Orion, they may not know who you are either. So, we need to figure out, where did you exactly come from to be here now in Shar? We're going to have to find a story for you to be able to come up. Can I leave that to you? In fact, use your own story if you need to. Just improvise a little. It's
Okay.
usually the best way to not be lying when you're talking.
All right. I think I could figure something out.
Okay. I will keep this quiet for you for now, but
Safe.
you've seen how some of the people here treat me because of my mark, and I can't
Mm.
quite hide mine as well as you can.
She looks at you and basically the same way my mother used to treat mines. Yes, I understand. Not really willing to go through that again. And she just kind of pulls down her shoulder and she raises an arm to you. Hopefully we can get through this. Okay?
Marius heard the part about the way his parents or his mother treated her, and will go in and give her a hug.
She
Oh,
And
she
be
hugs
like-
her butt.
Cog says,
He says,
Group hug!
he says to Marjani, "I understand all too well, parents."
She looks at you, just be like with a good smile and just be like, thank you for that. And she is going to head back with the others. I'm guessing Cog basically unlocked us, correct?
yeah, he's
Okay,
like,
good.
Oh, this is not my cue. Sorry.
So
This one is sorry.
Marius will sit back down and continue tinkering with the goggles while he's talking. And he's like, "So, once I have the invitation, I'm going to make the copies. Marjani will be a noble, and these two will be her entourage, her guards. Cog will, of course, come with me because, well, Cog is Cog. He is mine that I created, although he is a free person to do as he will, as I've always told him. When we get onto the airship, I'm going to talk to Clayton and try to get him somewhere secluded. Once there, our group is going to go in and knock him unconscious. I plan then to use the spell Featherfall on the group so that they can jump out the window and take him to the base here. I will remain behind. Cog, you will have to come up behind me and knock me unconscious. Then
This one must knock you unconscious. But this one is not. This one is not. This one is not programmed to cause harm to its own master.
It won't be harm. It will be helping with the roots. But I do need to be knocked unconscious.
Statistically impossible.
What do you mean statistically impossible?
Statistically impossible that a hand like this could not harm you.
As he plants his hand on your shoulder and begins, like, squeezing.
I understand what you're saying, Cog. But we need this to work. I need to be knocked unconscious when we're up there after we've gotten Clayton off the ship. Then, Cog will go and alert the guards that they found me unconscious, at which point I will talk to the guards. Hopefully, we'll be able to keep them distracted on the airship for a while you guys make it to the base and get the interrogation underway.
Can't you just feign being unconscious?
No, because if I feign being unconscious and they question me, I would have to lie.
Fair enough.
In the back of your head, you hear a voice unfamiliar to you. May I suggest you take me instead, and the thing goes with the others?
I'm assuming that's you?
Yeah, you
Kind of
begin to hear the
The green
you
dragon?
begin to hear, like, a very elegant voice begin to echo through your mind, and it seems like you're the only one that can hear this. You
Yeah,
quickly begin to realize.
He turns to her and goes, I'm assuming this is you because it's the first time I've had this happen.
Them, and yes.
It's a great idea, except for the fact that, as far as House Caneth knows, Cog is my servant. So he would have to be there for me, or on the ship at least. If you wish to be the one to knock me unconscious, that would be okay.
Wait a minute. Sorry, just to be clear, Psionic Mind, you can telepathically speak to them, but you can't. The target
They cannot
can't
speak.
Yeah,
They
they-
can't speak back in their mind. They have to speak out loud. But my
So-
entire half of the conversation is almost exclusively
exactly.
Hmm.
So Cog gets just confused, like,
Who is this one talking to?
He just points over towards the dragon board.
This one can knock you unconscious if the master wishes. This one is not sure if it's a good idea, but this one will oblige regardless.
Okay. So, you, I point to the new member of our party, you could actually have the third invitation. I want it set so that we don't know each other. All of us. The only people who know each other is Cog and myself, Marjani and her two guards. But it gives us a backup just in case we need it.
That will be easy enough to feign, given I don't know any of you.
Exactly. So, if we do this, we go up onto the airship, we get Clayton knocked unconscious, I cast the Featherfall on the group so they can jump out the window. Once they get down safely, Cog then knocks me unconscious from behind. It has to be from behind, or else I won't be able to explain it away properly without lying. Then, I will talk to the guards. Hopefully I'll be able to keep them distracted on the airship for long enough that you guys can get down and extract the information that's necessary and go on from there. If Clayton is then returned, great. If he's not, I honestly do not want to know what has happened to him. He is a friend of mine, and I will feel really bad if something bad befell him.
And if we have to put him down,
I don't want to know about it. Because if something bad befell him, I would be feeling really bad.
Plus, I believe these ones were told no harm were to come to our Mr. Clayton Lawson.
He was just to be extracted and brought to the base for questioning.
Precisely.
Taken alive.
Okay.
So you guys all understand the plan?
Could you just go
Caleb
over?
kind of
Yeah.
throws his axe over his shoulder and goes, Yeah, I got it. Just knock him unconscious, throw him around a bit. No problem.
So just me, Caleb, and not Red. Sorry. Yeah, Kiefer.
Kenopi.
And Nopi.
Elandra.
Elandra. And Nopi. All right.
it's Kono Pete.
Kenopi.
Kenobi.
Kenopi. And Elandra. They're
I
gonna
always
act.
make sure if I borrow words from other languages, I do them justice on pronunciation.
How does
Ah,
Kenopio
Fair
sound?
enough.
Kenopi.
All right.
Sounds like we
Alright.
might get
Is
sued
this
by
one-
Disney.
Yeah, is this one to accompany you on your travels to meet your father?
Sure. He takes the goggles
Excellent.
after he's done with it, puts them
Excellent!
on,
Thumbs up.
looks through them, goes, yep, that'll work, puts them onto his forehead.
Those strange goggles. You've been playing around with them all morning. This one
Yes.
has been playing around with them all morning.
You want to see what they do?
He thinks for about an awkward, very uncomfortable 30 seconds. Then he says,
Sure!
Pulls them off and hands them to him.
and he throws them on. What
And they are-
happens?
Goggles of night.
He just looks around, very confused and scared, and just charges into a wall.
It's like, everything is green! Now everything is not green. Everything is green once again! What kind of sorcery is provided in these goggles?
Holds out his hand to Cog.
Oh, right. Yeah. This one apologizes.
And he clumps the goggles into your hand, nearly breaking them, but just barely able to avoid it from
Just
sheer
fixes
weight.
them back onto his forehead. These are goggles of night. So, from a little bit of my technological tinkering, much of what had created you in the first place, Cog, I have created these pair of goggles so that in dark areas I can see.
He raises his hand, his right hand.
Yes.
This one has another question. What are these ones doing while we speak to your father?
And he signals to
They-
the rest of the group.
Marjan. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
They have to work on their background story and get things all set up for their ruse.
Okay.
Okay! That makes no sense, but this one will go on anyways.
And he begins walking out.
Alright. I'll see you guys soon. And
Okay.
Marius will go out as well.
And as those two leave, is there anything the rest of you guys would like to do?
I guess gathering some information. He did say that I basically had to make up a story. But first I definitely would need, some sort of noble disguise. Otherwise, they're not gonna, tell that they're gonna basically point out that I'm not really royalty or noble in this case.
Well, there's a marketplace in the lower end of the city. We could go shopping there.
And
Oh.
on that note, I am going to pull out my 2 costumes.
Ooh.
You pull
And
it
as-
out like a drug addict with like the side of your coat, and it's like, "Want to buy
Just
some
like-
costumes?"
What are you buying,
I-
stranger?
Welcome.
I am also going to pull out the disguise kit.
Jeet
Mar-
has many wares for you.
Marshall, I will just kind of look
Caleb,
at you.
Caleb just kind of looks at all this. What does all this do?
He pull
I
out some
mean-
lipstick.
Mhm.
Am I supposed to eat this? And he kind of just
It's like, no.
Don't. Please don't eat that. I just cleaned the floors. Please do not puke on floors.
I rarely puke.
Agree to disagree. I've heard some stories about the mess in bathtub you leave last night.
Sorry,
There's still crumbs inside. Pretty gross.
I've learned. And as he kind of flexes his arms, you notice that Caleb's muscles are a little bit thicker and a little bit hairier than normal.
He cowers
I've
away
gotten
again.
a little bit stronger. Yeah, I might have gotten a little carried away with my midnight snack.
Forget I said anything. Could have been anyone in hot tub.
Question, right? Trying to see if I could pull this off, but I don't want to metagame. Roth has has the lightning rails within it, correct? Because I think
That's
it's
correct. The whole city has lightning rails surrounding it, so like every segment, it's basically like taking the subway in any other city.
Okay, so I'm guessing at that point I would can I roll history to see if I could figure out anything about like house Orient to give me an advantage?
Yeah. Make me a history check,
Okay, let's see.
please.
Give us a roll.
It's a roll.
Show me your rolls.
Show me a roll.
Oop.
Ella has arrived.
10. That's a
Yay.
good, even solid 10.
Hang on. Sorry, I just received word that Heather is here. Let me see if I can repost the Zoom link for her.
Okay.
It should be a little bit up further, just in the Discord.
Yeah, I'll repost it, just in case.
Logical. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze, excuse me.
My god, how could you sneeze? That's so inconsiderate. My god, you're
Hello.
Hello!
Hello.
Bum, bum,
Hello.
bum, bum,
Hello.
Hello!
Hello. Can we get a recap?
Yes we can. So what just happened is that the party found out that Clayton Lawson was involved in a recent murder, and the party uncovered a uncomfortable amount of information about the murder that took place. Marius is still uncertain about either or not he is responsible for the murder. However, you all agreed to get tickets for a party that is happening tonight on an airship where the man will show his face once and for all, presumably according to the agency at the very least.
Well, Alondra is down for any kind of party.
Yep,
It's been a one.
and you met a strange new Emerald Dragonborn. Red, why don't you describe what your character looks like to our lovely friend Heather? And I need to refix the Zoom icons on the Streamlabs, so you guys take it from here. Red, what does your character look like?
A 5'3" tall androgynous emerald dragonborn with a scar on their left eye. And yes, I had to go into more detail because a few things were getting messed up before.
It's okay. I got you.
It's all good. It's all good. And they are discussing a new plan as Marius already left off with Cog to get some tickets from his father. The rest of the party decided to stay behind to work on their story. And you guys have a plan devised. I'll let you guys take it from here. What is the plan that you guys made up?
I guess I was still trying to get the stuff from the history check, like extra information.
Oh yeah, what'd you roll in that history check? You rolled a 10.
10.
Unfortunately, since you are new to the city, that doesn't give you much information to work with besides what they already know. Given your past with different like engineering groups and magical groups, you get the impression that they're probably more of a workforce than like a traditional house, but besides that, you can't really garner much more information beyond what Marius already told you.
Okay, that's fair. All right. So let's see. Well, she would come from Ruth, so these so she would know about the lightning rails. So she's going to be like, I am from Ruth, and I am somewhat familiar with it. With that place. The best idea I can think of is probably the dog.
The dog, yeah, use the
yes,
dog.
the dog.
It's the best plan.
Sorry.
It's
okay.
fine. Let's
It's
see.
all good.
Okay.
Didn't know we had a druid.
Well, you had a druid. Unfortunately, it's one of the players that couldn't make
Yeah.
I was drinking.
You.
You. Ah.
uh,
it.
Oh, I'm so glad.
By the way,
It's like
Elantra, you
this
also have
close
your
away
weapons
from
back.
the PS4. I kid you not. It's like,
Awesome.
thank
My
you.
bad. My bad.
Oh.
okay, so she was saying, I do think the best idea I could think of right about now is that I could say that I am from Ruth because if I was from that direction, nobody would really be able to verify. If I had the noble clothes on, it would be kind of easier to get into that party. Other than that, I don't really have any extra information. Do any of you know about, have any extra information about House Orion by any chance?
While they're discussing history and houses and whatnot, I'm going to pull out the bedroll and do a quick costume change.
Yeah.
And who would you like to dress up as for your costume change? As you kind of take up the bedroll and you like use your mage hand to kind of hold it up in the air as like a little cover as you're changing off to one corner of the room. What would you like
Oh
to
no,
change
no!
it to?
I was thinking magician style. You pull it up and then drop it, and you're changed.
Ah.
Ah,
All right,
okay
fair
then.
enough. So it's like you kind of hold it up with a mage hand still, we'll say,
not burning a
for a
spell
more
slot on.
dramatic reveal. And what would you like to change into?
Oh wait, no! I don't need to do the bedroll. Minor illusion. Curtain.
Even better. So you kind of your bardic magic is less for the magic of power of song, but for the power of voice. So you just do a simple.
Oh no! I have a dulcimer.
I'm sorry. What?
I have a dulcimer.
I have. Okay, I'm not very good with encyclopedia tonight. What's a dulcimer?
Music.
It's
Dulcimer
basically
is,
a Latin guitar.
Yeah. It's kind of like, I don't even know how to describe it. I guess a guitar in a sense? Yeah.
I am learning so many new words tonight.
Yes, you
A
are.
dulcimer?
Yes.
That's a real thing.
Yeah. it's
Okay.
How do you spell it?
How-
Dulcimer. Dulcimer.
And it's
Oh, that silly instrument. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So you
Yes.
pull a nice tall dulcimer. I'm sorry. I really should have done more research on your character, but my week has been fucking hell. But we'll get into that another time. You pull
Hey,
out your
you know
long,
as much as everybody
skinny
else.
dulcimer and you play the first 3 notes, a very simple tune. And as you do that, one of the strings kind of whips out and magically turns itself into a floating white curtain as you begin to change.
I start with a G note.
Boom, boom, boom. You start with the brown note. Come on, man. That's the real way to go.
But yeah, it's just going to be a nice red suit. Actually, no, not red. That would be tacky. A nice silver suit.
All right. I'd say that's pretty easy to find in a magician's costume set, so you don't have to roll for that or anything along those lines. The curtain bamps out once again, and through the smoke, you see a Emerald Dragonborn in a very fabulous, shiny silver suit, covering its entire body with a bow tie and gray dress pants to match it. And it looks very dapper, especially with that monocle.
Marjani will look at you and just be like,
Technically, it's
"Ooh."
glasses.
Oh, it's glasses.
Aw, that's sad.
So cute.
It looks very dapper with your glasses, then.
I mean, really, if you just look at someone from the side, they're always wearing a monocle.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah,
gotta worry about it.
exactly.
A
You
double
can wear a
monocle.
monocle if you
Double
want
Double
to be.
monocle.
With your cute little glasses. It's a very dainty little outfit.
Double monocle.
Ta-da!
Okay, Marjani will look at you and she's gonna be like, "Oh, you look beautiful. Do you think you could work your charm on me?"
And another 3 notes, and costume change.
Nice.
Boom, 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 boom. And
A
another.
femme fatale style dress in black.
Alrighty, so
yes.
you're
With
kind of. Yeah, sorry, go on.
6-inch heels.
Nice.
Okay.
As she
Trying to
Caleb
think
kind of
what
looks
this
over,
is.
just ah ha ha ta ha ha
So
Nice, Marjani.
coming from so curtain goes up once again, bamfs out, and coming from it, your hair is kind of done in a nice little bow tie instead of just kind of loose all over the place like it usually is. And in place of your armor, you're wearing this fabulous long black dress, kind of like Lauren Bacall style black dress, where it's very skinny and very light, but it's also very practical. And that's dark black as night, black dress pants, lots of makeup, bright red lipstick. You look more fabulous than ever. And Asimov is just like, oy vey, they turned this into a fashion show.
Can I roll perception to see how well I pull this off?
Yeah, make me a perception check.
Not perception,
Hey.
Performance.
You best
Oh yeah,
believe,
make a performance check.
you best believe you're inspired.
Oh, you're gonna
Oh.
use a bardic inspiration for this? Alright.
I'm kind of glad that Marius has already left the building.
Ooh.
Alright, you got the bardic inspiration.
Do it again.
As the Dragonborn kind of plays a nice little solo, like boop, boop, boop.
Is it a 1d4 or 1d6? I
It's
forgot
1d6.
how. Okay.
And you feel a little bit motivated in your new outfit.
Ooh,
But
so 11.
Unfortunately, it is. You pulled it off mostly well, but you got a nice smile going, and you look nice and comfortable in your suit. However, as soon as you start moving in your high heels, it feels like you're moving in high heels. It's very awkward and very wobbly, and you kind of break character a little bit as you're moving ahead. You get decently used to it, but it's certainly a style of clothing you are not used to whatsoever.
I mean, I grew up in a church for most of my life. Humility and all of that, so it kind of makes sense.
you don't dress
Okay,
up as
do me
Vivint
next.
as.
Dalton.
Hmm?
Okay.
To me,
Okay,
to me,
okay,
to
okay.
me.
Do me. I want to go. Do me.
That's what she
I
said.
only had 2 outfits, so if you want to have yourself done, we're gonna have to go shopping. And this is in the back of your mind.
Yeah, you suddenly hear these voices echo through your mind.
Well, the good thing I'm a noble and I have money.
It looks over at you. Marjani will look over at you. Oh, so you're a noble? Can you give me some tips on how, they're supposed to work?
Absolutely.
Great.
History check.
Yeah, history check with advantage.
Caleb goes, "What about me? Isn't my attire convincing?" Ah.
As a bit of a hairy belly sticks out from your outfit. "14. So you give him a pretty valuable lesson in the history of noblemen. Basically, and politeness is the most important. Shake the hands of everyone you meet. Tell them good afternoon. Kiss the hands of any noble women. Shake the hands of any noble men. Always, say thank you for your time. Don't leave without finishing a conversation. Eat with your... basically, you're teaching them table etiquette, for the most part, which is
Always
key to the noble
courtesy.
lifestyle. Exactly.
Okay. All right, so a little curtsy here and there, a little bow, sweet smile, practice your manners. Okay, I think I get
Yep,
some
keep
of it.
your hair straight.
Mhm.
Have a good time. Asimov just yells out, "Are you ladies done yet?"
What was that, tiny man?
What? Oh, I said, the ladies look very, very nice tonight. I need to empty out these lockers over here.
That's what I thought you said.
Mm-hmm, yep. Love job.
As a matter of fact, I think Caleb would be right. We do need to make him a bit convincing as a bodyguard and not, somebody who just, stepped out of a forest, maybe. No offense to him.
As he
but,
pricks out some pine needles off his beard.
Marjani will look up to him and basically be like, do you want to look a bit stronger?
Asimov gags a little bit as he sees you emptying out your beard.
Then how about this? We need to get you really dressed up, okay? And then after that, when you enter the party, you will look the most intimidating presence there. How about that?
Aha! I like it.
You gotta kill them with style. Sorry, you were saying something?
Nope.
I think you already has that covered.
Marjani will just kind of peek over him. It's just like, shh. Just go back to your cabinets.
He rolls his eyes and pretends like he's working again.
Okay.
Get the impression he's the kind of person that pretends like he's working a lot.
I kind of figured, but yeah. So I'm guessing we still have to go to the market to get clothes for these two, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Guess that should be our next day.
All right.
Shopping montage.
But before we get to the shopping montage, let's go to the Marius montage. As you head back to your father's building, and everything is just in full swing once again, Marius. Let me change the music here to something a little more appropriate. You approach your father's office once again, and it is full speed ahead, even busier than the last time you were here. All sorts of humans and dwarves are shoveling scrap metal into conveyor belts to be burned off later. All sorts of airships are flying by, making for a very windy and loud environment as you kind of pass through the main iron doors and step into your father's office as you see him talking to like a spectral figure of another human, and he's like, "Oh yes, well, look forward to the party tonight. Fortunately, I'm going to have to be a little bit, Daniel, I'm afraid I'm going to have to call you back about this." "Oh, is that so?" "Yes, and appears my son finally stepped into his office with his toy," and he says, the spectral man steps up and says, "Oh, all right, Mr. Dekanoff?" Turns to you, Marius. "Mr. Dekanoff?" And the spectral image vanishes, and he just stomps up to you. He says, "Where the hell have you been? It's full speed ahead here, and I told you to skip work for the day, not for the whole bloody week."
It's only been a day, Dad.
"It's the next day, and you were supposed to be here 8 a.m. like every other morning. And where the hell have you run off to, anyways? I thought you were going to see somebody to help with your problem."
I pull the goggles off my head, and I hold them out to my father.
I suppose... Interesting. He picks him up, kind of takes a look at him, cocks his head. "I suppose Clayton's been giving you some of his inventions, eh?"
No, I made those myself.
"Is that right? And he throws them on, kind of looks around, mouth agape ever so slightly, and he says, "The calibration could use some work, but, well done. I'm surely you didn't come all this way just to show me a pair of night goggles." And he very daintily hands back your goggles. He's like,
"This one has something else to ask."
"Oh, and I suppose your fresh new model is doing well, I presume?"
Yes, very well.
He heads back to take a seat, and he says, "So, what brings you all this way if it wasn't for work?"
Well, I've been working on my problem, and as you can see, I've been kind of focusing a little more on the family job.
Yeah, he just looks, he just kind of glares at you when he says that. He's like, "Yes, very much so."
I've heard that there is a party tonight.
He kind of pauses and looks up to you and is like, "How'd you hear about that?"
Word travels. I'd like to
I
be able to
suppose
go.
you want to know why you weren't invited then.
Well, I'd like to go. I want to show you that I can be that man that you want me to be.
He sighs heavily and says, Look, look, kiddo, I want you to come. Really, I do. But the last thing you stole caused quite a bit of controversy around the office. Imagine if you stole at a very high-end party. We're in competition with these houses. The less tension we have, the better.
I promise I won't.
Promise only means so much, especially to someone who doesn't even show up for work on time.
Dad, please. I've been trying really hard. I've been working really hard. I've been doing this to try and show you that I'm ready.
Half of this is correct.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay? Sweet.
Nice. He kind of
Yeah,
spins
nice.
around in his chair, kind of throwing a couple of bolts up and catching them in thought. He says, Your mother's gonna kill me. And reaches into his coat pocket and he whips out a very dainty looking piece, folded up piece of paper, kind of stained. And he says, This ticket was meant for another guest, but unfortunately they couldn't quite make it tonight. Hands over to you and says, But just one invitation, alright? One. I don't want to hear anything about unwanted guests at the party. Is that to be understood?
Thank you, Dad. I won't give any new invitations out.
Very good, very good. Hey, I have to understand, I did mean the best. It's just, there's a lot of tension going on with the different houses right now, and one of those slip-up could... You understand.
I understand, Dad.
Alright, very good. Now, if you don't mind me asking, why the sudden interest in the party? Parties haven't exactly been your thing, kiddo.
He taps the goggles. He's like, because I want you to be proud of me for the things that I can do.
Like go to parties?
And
He
make
looks very confused. Not angry, just confused at that statement.
He conks back onto the chest of cog and the things I can make.
Well,
You haven't
it's far
seen.
from the first Warforged made in this city, but I suppose his sentience is something to be proud of. He gives a Cog gives a thumbs up. No, then, if there's nothing else, if you don't mind me saying, perhaps it couldn't hurt if you get back to work, perhaps?
All right, Dad. He flips up off the chair. And he like dashes out the door.
I didn't ask you to sit! And he closes the door behind you, and Cog kind of runs in your direction, and he says,
This one is curious why you didn't explain to your father the real reason you're going.
Because it could turn out badly if you knew.
I suppose this is true as well. As much about the human emotion this one does not understand. There's much to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Now then, what kind of work will this one be doing?
He's gonna go in here and he's gonna work on hammering out metal
headed
pieces
to
for
the
the
hot
Warforged.
forge, and you see a very familiar looking woman with welding goggles on her face and outfit surrounding her whole body as she says, Kiddo, where have you been? Your father's
He
been yelling
blushes
up a
it-
storm about you.
He blushes a little bit and he's like, I know, I've been working on things, and he taps his goggles.
Oh, shit, you made your own pair of night vision goggles. Isn't that precious? I mean, I'd be happy to throw them on here, but, you know, I'd probably blind my eyes with the light and all.
They work well.
And
It's-
how's your buddy doing? And points to Cog. Cog
Cog?
looks around.
He's learning.
Yes, this one is learning something new every day. Like, did you know that watch your back literally does not mean watch your back? It means to watch over oneself?
Oh, yes, I did know that. And you guys continue to work in the forge for the whole day. Make me a Tinker Tools check just to see what kind of work effort you put into this day.
All right, Tinker Tools, and I get to add an extra D4 to that as well.
Nice.
Sorry, the Zoom things got shuffled around, so I have to repurpose that.
A 23 Tinker Tools.
Nice. Alright, so you do an excellent job today. You've helped
I'm
support
sorry,
the
I
creation process of so
I
many.
shut my video off.
Yeah.
I had something to do. I'm sorry about that.
Oh no, that's alright.
Oh.
It's just for future reference. Try. I know you already know this, Matt, but
Just go AFK. It's okay if I just leave the screen blank.
yeah, just
Okay,
yeah,
I'm
leave
sorry.
the screen blank. Yeah, it's all good. It's all
I'm
good. It's
sorry.
just I gotta reorganize a couple things, but that's all good. You do an amazing job. You contribute to the creation process of hundreds of Warforged that day. You're just putting in all your blood, sweat, and tears, and Cog is helping you out. Basically, like handing you the scrap metal pieces as you whip them into shape. It is a beautiful process, and in fact, it's much better than the job you did yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
If you can avoid having your
Avoid having what?
your screens go black, it's just every time it does that, I have to rejig around the face cams in the Twitch stream.
Your screen went black.
Red, but that's all right. It
Oh,
happens.
that's why I didn't put mine on today because
Yeah, no worries. It's all good. Just keep that in mind. That's all. I think Red
Yeah.
like had to do something, so.
Yeah.
After I get done for the day, the first thing he does before he even leaves his position is he checks his pockets and everything and makes certain he doesn't have anything that doesn't belong to him.
It's not that I had to do something, it's that my camera just stopped working and is not reconnecting.
Alright. I am going to ask
I
that
turned
you
mine
do
off
not.
and just left
Yeah,
it.
just keep the camera off in that case, so I don't have to rejig it again. What is
I
happening?
kept mine off because I came a little late, so I just wanted to make sure that you didn't.
Yeah,
have to
that's
do
all
that
good.
when I
That's
came
all
in.
good.
That's why mine's just not on.
I think it's okay.
Some things are not perfect. That's okay. That's
yeah.
just the way we are.
Sorry about that, guys. It's just, there's gotta be another workaround around this. I just do not, for the life of me, know what it is.
It's okay, bud. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so you do that throughout the entire day, and we will, once I am all set, cut over to the shopping montage.
And like I said, I check to make certain I don't have any stolen materials on me before I leave.
Yeah, make me invest. Better yet, make me a wisdom saving throw.
Throw. Okay, give me a moment here.
18.
Nice.
Nice.
You refrain. There was like a couple of little bolts you attempted to steal, but it's almost like the work has cleared your mind. You know, you're much more focused, and because of that, the temptation of stealing any items does not even faze you this day. Today's a good day, and you're not gonna let stealing any meaningless items bring you down. And with that, we go over to our shopping montage. Give me a couple minutes to get set up here. Change the music to something a little more appropriate.
Where are we?
So you are in the market in the lower
really
city, where you are surrounded by tall, old buildings, all sorts of bazaars and marketplace. There's tons of people surrounding you, all sorts of dragonborn, human, gnomes, elves, halflings, you name it. It's not as crowded as it looks on the map, but trust me, it is very crowded, I swear. And there's a sort of people sitting down off in the distance, sharing mead and assorted foods. And there are all sorts of different structures with different like signs hanging out for the store names, as well as different marketplace and the yelling of different crowds and horses carrying carriages going for the market, and wonderful, lovely old cobblestone steps leading towards each and every store, bazaar, and place in this wonderful little marketplace. What do you guys do?
I'm
think-
gonna look for the clothing shop.
Alright, so
I look to Marjani and go, You're the expert here.
I think the clothing, she will look you up and down and basically be like, maybe a men's clothing store, preferably one with extra large sizes.
Big and tall and hairy.
All right.
Big, tall, and handsome.
Alon is going to take Caleb by the elbow and be like, "Come with me," or whoever was just Eggle. Sorry.
Yeah, so
Come
it's
with
Caleb
me, I
actually.
have
That's
you.
Caleb.
It's
it's
just
Caleb,
Caleb.
okay.
Yeah.
It's just Caleb now. So
Just Caleb.
Okay.
And you don't have to go very far because the first building on your right, it very kind of almost looks like a dollhouse with blue roofs, pale white paint, and a tall set of wooden doors with the sign hanging out saying Malacon's Marvelous Wares.
Ooh.
This looks like a really good place to go. Come on, Caleb, let's go.
Okay.
Well, actually, I'm
Caleb
sorry,
opens the door for
I apologize, I got the stores mixed up.
Uh-oh.
I legitimately got the stores mixed up. It's actually
which
the one on
that's
the
okay.
right.
That's okay.
Same basic structure. We'll say it's the same basic structure, but it's called Luxurious Linens. I'm
Ooh.
so out of
Ooh.
it. I haven't played in a while, so apologies in advance.
So
Fancy.
Caleb pushes on the door, opens it up for everybody, and it's like, please, inside, my friends.
All right, you open up the doors, and through the windows are some beautiful natural lights leading onto a a huge building with several different floors and all sorts of different assorted hats on hat racks, coats on coat racks, clothing displays, pant displays, bins, barrels full of socks and underwear, all kinds of clothing you could ask for, all different levels of clothing as well, surprisingly. This place is in surprisingly good condition for something in the lower end of the city, but nevertheless you couldn't be happier to step in here, as you're greeted by two old gnome ladies, one with gray hair, one with black hair. One of them is on a wheelchair, the other one kind of slides over to you on the kind of ladder you'd see in the library, and they say, new customers today, Margaret. Yes, I'm well aware. I can see them. I'm deaf, not blind. Welcome to Luxurious Linens. This is my idiot sister, and she waves, like, unbeknownst of what she just said. And it's like, oh, you're a tall, handsome fellow, aren't you? Well, mind me for being bold, sir, but, surely a man of your stature doesn't need to be, shopping for clothes.
She is saying that Marjani will basically walk up to her and basically be like, I'm sorry a bit. You see, I'm going to a party later, and my bodyguard over there would probably need to be dressed up a bit. I was wondering if you could help a bit more presentable.
I suppose I can make suppose I can turn this blossom into an even greater flower. We do all sorts of parties. Yes, we've already been over that, Margaret.
Alon will speak up. Okay, look, here's how it's going to work. I need your tailor, and I need a pinstripe suit, one that complements his skin tone, please. And also, I'm going to need a very pretty dress.
All right.
Preferably one with tulle
Ah.
and rhinestones.
Bit of a daredevil with all those tattoos. They wouldn't expect you to have such tastes, but very well. Charles! And she just yells off in the distance very abruptly, and you see this tall Goliath fellow that looks so miserable. If you've ever seen the show Nailed It, and you see, every time she brings over that cameraman that looks completely miserable, that's basically what he looks like. Tall, jacked man, wearing like a wife beater and a mustache, and he just looks so upset, and he's got like one of those miniature measuring tapes in his right hand, and a pair of scissors in his other. It's like, yeah. Hold hold still. As he kind of circles around you and measures your waist, measures your height, measures like every part of your body, even your crotch, which is a little bit uncomfortable, but you can tell that's the part that especially disturbs him. As he kind of puts it away, it's like, alright, wait here. It'll probably take about half hour.
Is
Get
there
the
a
suit
couch
colored.
somewhere or somewhere I can
Yeah.
sit?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
there's
that's
plenty
fine.
of areas to sit. Yes, I was getting to that, Margaret. Wait, actually, that was useful. Yes, there is a couch just right over there, and she points to a very lovely white leather couch on the opposite end of the room. As the sisters kind of
Ilana's
had.
going to disappear in the back of the shop and look for something to wear.
All right, make me an investigation check.
I've already asked.
Can
her
I
what he
help her
wants to
as
wear.
she's looking?
Yeah, Marshani is helping you look around, Lon, so you get advantage.
Awesome. So,
You are also going to be inspired by my advice on what would complement your skin tone.
As you're giving out advice, you kind of play a little tune. It's like Mr. Rogers, where you're playing a song and giving advice at the same time. You are bardically inspired. So
Oh,
yeah,
I
that's
see.
an 18, so you
Roll
probably
the
don't need to
D6.
use it yet.
Okay. So can I Alon, something's gonna happen with Alon here that is going to reveal something about her, and it's going to be interesting. So,
Oh.
Marshani,
Ah.
would you please accompany me to the dressing room?
Right, Marjani will. She's kind of a bit, kind of iffy about following a man to the dressing room, but
Yeah, as you're walking by, you hear the two sisters just arguing off in
Okay.
one of her, presumably their office, and you head into one of the change rooms. It's kind of a tight little change room. It's basically just a set of bar doors leading into like a tight closet space, but it's comfortable enough. Maybe not for two people, but for one.
they were just kind of
Alon,
like,
Elon drops the male voice, has picked up a black satin dress with tulle on the bottom with rhinestones dotting the tulle, and looks at Marjani and goes, okay, so I need you to zip me up. I need you to tie the corset, zip me up, and don't tell anybody what we did here.
Marjani
Elon
is just,
starts to...
sorry, Marjani just kind of looks back, just stunned, is like, sure. And as she's zipping her up, she basically asks her, so is there a reason you are, hiding your gender by any chance?
Well, yes. As a noble woman in this city, it would be not considered ladylike for someone of my status to do the things that I'm doing, and I have to do them. My entire city was destroyed in the war, so I'm just doing what I have to do to survive, and I want to be taken seriously when we go into battle. And as a noble woman, you're never taken seriously. As a noble man, you are. But tonight, she says, as she flicks her hair and flames start to flow down her back, carefully we chose a dress that was fireproof. She
Is
now
that
becomes female fully. So
Mhm.
your companions will not understand or recognize me. Just tell them I tagged along.
Okay, great.
Can we do that,
Uh,
Marshani?
Marjani will look at you and give you like a smirk. It's just like, fine. I don't think Caleb would really care, to be honest, but maybe we'll see how it goes.
Okay, let's go.
So when you come back, Caleb is kind of passed out in the chair. He's snapping.
And you see like the old lady in the wheelchair just staring very uncomfortably at him as he's sleeping. Yes, that's nice.
As Marjani just kind of goes up to him, it's just like, come on, buddy. Need to wake up. Let's get to something. it's time to get that important suit that you need. The intimidating one. Remember, we're killing them with style.
As you
Alright.
say that, the Goliath steps out,
Alright.
holding like a suit in one of those suit kind of like those suit containers, and he kind of charges over to you, passes you a very nice white pinstripe suit with a bow tie and even like a white bowler hat to go with it. And he's like, "Yeah, I chose the bowler hat. I thought it'd be nice. Have a nice party." And just steps off to the back.
As he's leaving, Marjan would just saying, it's like, wait, and she will look around to see if the
what?
sisters are around.
Yeah, the sisters are around at this point. The old lady in the wheelchair kind of scurries off and looks busy as soon as you walk over to wake up Caleb and
Alright, so in
heads to the
secret-
front desk.
I mean,
In
I don't have a
secret-
bowler hat, but I do have my St. Patrick's Day.
Yay! Even
Yay.
better. That goes with a pinstripe suit, right?
Alright, I do still have like 5 gold on me, so I'm gonna look around and I'm gonna give him a tip of 1 gold. Just because I, think that you did a really nice job.
He
Don't
gives
feel
a
bad
very
about yourself.
slight smile, presumably for the first time in ages, and nods to you.
It's like, bye.
There we go.
And then, right. Wait, did you get a full suit as well?
So, Elon, are you showing yourself off as a lady at this point, straight up, or are you still keeping up
Yes,
the
I'm
act?
finding a dress.
Alrighty, so Caleb, you see Elon suddenly has boobs. This is a little bit strange.
As she is looking around, Marjani will look at him and will say, "This is Elise. This is my friend who has been in this city for a while. Since we're trying to get in since I'm trying to get in as a noble woman, I thought she would help me to smooth out a bit of edges that I've had for the longest while. Does that make sense?"
Fair enough. I like it. I'm not a fan of the hat. It makes me look stupid.
It makes you look intimidating, a bit dashing, if I should say.
And I'm throwing that up into.
Okay, let's give this a try.
Alright.
Hey!
Somehow, even in a pinstripe suit that looks ridiculous, you still give the Terry Crews flex and yell at the mirror, and you still send shivers down everyone's spine. And the old lady in the wheelchair drops her mug and it breaks on the ground as she kind of like scantily bends over to pick it up.
All right, it's official. Gonna keep the hat on.
The hat is there.
Gonna try to keep this on and try to work around this.
Is that everything? Will you be buying out now?
She kind of looks at you. It's just like, yeah, that should be fine. She looks at Caleb and basically be like, "So we're keeping the hat, right, buddy?"
If she says the hat looks good on me, I'll
He
keep
says,
the hat.
the Goliath said.
Yeah.
Nice. And the old lady says, "Oh, wonderful. Okay, so for the pinstripe tailored suit, the hat, she charges the hat.
Wow.
It's like the hat and the very lovely dress for your Genasi friend. That will be 50 gold pieces altogether."
I've got you. Don't worry about it.
As you drop down a bag of 50 gold pieces, and she's like, "Thank you very much.
I can't
Take care, and maybe don't nearly rip our suits in the future. Thank you."
No worries. Thank you for such a wonderful hospitality. You were very kind.
Thank you. And Caleb tips his new hat.
So, Bud,
Gosh.
you see Caleb walk out in a bright white pinstripe suit, dress pants, and a white bowler hat, as Alon wears how'd you describe it?
I posted a picture in the Discord if you could look at it and post it up.
Alright, let me see.
I tagged you.
Oh, nice. Fabulous.
Stunning.
Okay, let's...
Oh,
Wow. Hubba
Okay. So you kind of see her. Let me see if I can post that in Roll20 real quick. just so our stream can see what the dress looks like as well. Stuff just us.
Absolutely.
Do, 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 do.
Also, her features got softer with that little transfiguration there because she was using a lot of magic to try and keep herself look male.
Mm-hmm. So, this is what the dress looks like. Kind of, very feminine features begin to form with, like, a long, flushing, fiery hair instead of the short, like, cinder-like hair Alon had before. High heels to go along with a very revealing but very pretty dress, and kind of those skin-tight gloves that you expect to see from straight out of the 40s to go with it.
Hi, boys.
And that's what Alon looks like now. As you all step out,
Well, we
Caleb-
don't know that it's actually Alon.
oh, I'm sorry,
It's,
the friend.
It's Marjani's friend.
Yeah, where'd Alon go? Yeah, you
that
noticed
is,
Alon
that is
didn't
a
come
good
out with
question. That is a good question, Marjani. Where did Alon go? We
Oh,
we
don't
left
worry
him
about that.
inside.
That's my boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
I hear he's really hot.
And Caleb just kind of looks a little disappointed, like, oh.
Kenopi, you noticed that Marjani is no longer here as well.
Oh no, I've put 2 and 2 together, and in the back of Alon's mind, I'm gonna go. I approve of the new look.
I read your mind.
Snaps back and looks at him. What a foul thing to say.
Whew. As you're speaking, Caleb, you were approached by a group of halflings. Well, more specifically, 2 halflings and a dwarf. One with red hair and a red beard. Another one like a very small woman with a dainty yellow and red dress and kind of ginger-like haircut. And the other one is straight up dwarf with a gray beard and a balding head. And the dwarf kind of points to you and says, "Oh, Scooter, Scooter, those were the them church buddies my friend was talking about earlier." "Oh, is that right? Oh, okay. Excuse me, sir. You won't happen to know what happened to your church buddy, right? Been searching the whole damn city for him, and doesn't seem to be popping up anywhere."
Huh?
"Oh, come on, don't be like that. I'll be more specific. A tiefling fellow, Viking-like helmet with the horns and the stuff sticking out. Don't forget the 2
Are you
swords.
talking
Don't forget
about
the
my
bone.
brother?
Don't forget the bone hand. Oh yeah, he's got a skeleton. He's got like a skeletal arm, like his skin's tearing off. Does any of that ring a bell?"
That depends.
I'm
What do you
sorry,
want
a
with him?
bowhand?
Well, let's just say I'm dying to meet him.
Well, he's unavailable at the moment, but if you have a message for him, I can deliver it.
Make me a persuasion check.
Okay. Come on.
I would like to assist.
Yeah, how would you like to assist him as persuasion?
She would like to speak for him because she is dressed in such a provocative way.
Go
She
for
would
it.
like to.
Hang on. I'm listening.
Okay. She would like to offer her hand in assistance. Seeks these people for you, and in fact, just sit back. It's all right. I've got it.
You get advantage.
And she's gonna roll that with advantage. 2 men.
Bam.
20!
He crosses his... We're gonna make a opposing insight check for that. Okay, that's natural 20, so never mind. And he says, "Alright, well, if you see him, tell him his buddy Scooter is looking for him. Says he wants to make up for last time."
Uh-huh. And how am I know you're not gonna bash him over the head like last time?
"Oh, I didn't bash him over the head." And he turns around and reveals a big bruise on the back of his head and points out to like a bite mark on his presumably his sister's leg. He's like, "He's the one who hit me and my sister last time, man. I want to return the favor. Mono a mono.
You see, that's my friend, and I'm not gonna let someone like you hurt him.
You got a very poor choice of friends,
agree.
bub. And I suggest you keep your mouth shut.
Why would I be scared of a little thing like you?
Make me an intimidation check.
With advantage?
Yeah, keep in mind this is a regular check because you're wearing the pinstripe suit. and
Okay,
bowler hat.
fair enough.
Wait, hold
But
on.
I just rolled a really good intimidation
Yeah,
check
exactly.
before.
We already established the pen-like suit is basically intimidating at this
Well,
point.
still roll normally. gotta
Okay.
say.
Okay. Come on.
Oh, you don't get disadvantage.
Whoa.
He's gonna make an insight check for that.
Fuck.
He just smiles and laughs. Like I'm gonna be scared of a pinstripe looking fuck like you. Alright, Scooter, we ain't hurting anybody. No, his friend hurt us, so maybe we should teach his friends a lesson instead. And he cracks his knuckles. And you notice some
Elana's
people in the
going to
market begin
grab-
looking over.
I'm
Marjana,
gonna
Caleb,
Elana's
Caleb
going to
kindly,
grab
in
Caleb by the
turn,
shoulder.
Caleb cracks his knuckles in turn and says,
If you fuck up my new suit, you're paying for it.
Sorry, you were
I'm
saying?
gonna
Elana's
speak
going
out
to
loud.
grab.
Sorry, you go ahead.
Okay, Elana's going to grab Caleb's shoulder and go, "No, darling, we're not going to fight the streets. It's very unbecoming, especially for poor people like that. Come on, let's go."
What was Kenobi gonna say?
Kenobi is gonna speak out loud for the first time and tell them that the person they're looking for went this way.
Make me a deception check.
My character sheet will open instead of just moving.
I'm going to say with disadvantage because the party basically acknowledged that he was at the church. Still 15. And he's like,
I know, I didn't roll that great.
That's fine.
I
better
thought,
roll than nothing.
hold up. I thought you said he was indisposed. Why would he walk around the city if he was indisposed? But you know what?
Maybe he's busy doing things in the city.
Oh, fair enough. We'll look for him after. After? What are you talking about? Yeah, like, what's going on now, Scooter? After I kick this barbarian's ass.
Marjani will basically step forward
Elana's
and basically
going to-
basically say,
No. We'll do this like men. In the park, half an hour, no weapons. Mono a mono. And we'll see how well a poor person holds up in a fight.
Elana's going to
Finally,
flare
I
her
could
hair
use
very
some
high.
exercise.
Alana's going to flare her hair up very high, angrily, and speak in a
Your mic cut out there.
You cut off for a second there.
yeah.
Your hair was going to flare up and then...
I think it's
Never. I think you're cutting out. I don't know.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
yeah, you cut out
Elan
there.
showed a display of anger and said, "I will burn you all to a crisp right here and right now if you don't drop it." Angry woman voice.
Intimidation check, please. With advantage because you got leverage. You got leverage.
2 points of
Excellent.
leverage.
Okay.
What is happening? Oh, great. The zoom thing cut off for some reason. Full screen. Stupid thing. Arrow.
17!
17. And it's like, come on, surely you got, oh, hey, wait, where are you two going? He knows the other two are just running off, and he's just like, This ain't over! And just runs off, trying to look tough, but ends up looking very pathetic in the process.
Now, can we go to the party?
Marjana will look back at you. It's just like, I think you handled yourself very well. But yeah, I think we should go.
Yay, fancy party time! Yay!
Alright, at this
Right.
point,
Yes.
as you head off, waiting for the party to happen, keep in mind, it's still the middle of the day, and the party isn't until the evening. So if there's anything else you guys would like to do, Marius, I am going to say you are working all day.
Yep.
I guess collecting information would be good.
Yeah,
about
so
like,
it's...
how Florian.
And where would you like to collect said information?
Let's see. You said that there was. What kind
I'll
of shop
show
do
you
we
the
have?
city map as well. Oh, and the shop map. Sorry. In the district, I'll tell you where. As I presume you kind of look around for all of the shops, and all of the big shops that stand out to you are, I'll post in the Roll20 chat as well. Melicon's Marvelous Wares, Andrea's Jewelers, the Marketplace Barracks, which is basically where the guards are held up, so you can't buy any items there. Antonio's Armory for armors and shields. Rurlagog's Weaponry for any weaponry, particularly ranged weapons. And in Luis's Stable House for any horses or cows you might want to take without having to go to one of the houses for it. And the Marketplace Monastery, which has basically been turned to a shitty, pretentious art house, as Landra discovered before, and Luxurious Linens, which you just came from.
This might be metagaming a bit, but I know Marius said he wanted to buy a hand crossbow. Would he have time to go to the market and quickly buy a hand crossbow, or time after work to buy a hand crossbow?
Yeah, you got a bit of time
Marius
after
does not
work.
have the money to buy a hand crossbow.
Yeah.
Oh.
You have a bit of time, but
I
unfortunately.
have a hand crossbow. I have a hand crossbow I can let him borrow in metagame, so it'll be okay.
But do you know he wants a hand crossbow? Actually, he did
Yes.
mention it, so...
Yeah,
He did mention it. He was talking to the gnome, the little man,
The halfling.
the
Yes.
tiny man. Yes.
So, yeah, fair enough. I'll allow that. You can hand over... You can take her hand crossbow, Marius, and add it to your inventory if you so wish.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Thank
We'll
you.
say is like as he asked the guy, "Do you have a hand crossbow?" He's like, "No." Elandra's like, "Oh, here, take it."
It's like, oh, here. Sorry, forgot about that. Take it.
Ba-da-da-da. There you go. You
Sir.
acquired one hand crossbow.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
I guess
He's
go
gonna need bolts,
inside.
isn't he?
Am I gonna need a fake name, or am I just gonna use my same name?
Good question.
For the sake of not getting traced back, I think we should use fake names in this case. I mean, we already have Elan, who's basically going by Elise now, if that's cool. Well, I did.
Yeah, at
That's-
least it's fun.
All right, so probably something close like. Caleb, what do you think?
That's a good question. I haven't really thought of anything.
How about something a bit Brutus? Brutus?
Brutus.
And the pinstripe suit.
Brutus in a pinstripe suit. It's a
Brutus
tough
does not like suit.
name.
Brutus not understand
Dress,
stripes.
man.
Everyone
But
loves a shot.
Brutus like to squish skull,
Mm.
make squishy noise.
She will look
Come
back
on,
at
Brutus.
right. He will look back. She will look back at Kenobi and basically say, "What do you have? What do you think? Your name?" Red.
Red, are you there?
Why don't we go to the jewelry shop? I'll buy Marjani something nice to wear with that pretty black dress she has on.
I was about to say that, but I wanted to focus on like the nicknames, the names first. But yeah, after that. So yeah. I think. So let's see. There's Elise.
Okay, so I'm Brutus.
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 Right. I guess something royal. Charlotte, I guess. Liliana.
Charlotte. Yeah.
Charlotte's
Victoria,
beautiful.
maybe.
Sure, Victoria could work.
Victoria.
Yeah, Victoria could work.
Victoria. a last name, perhaps, or would you?
It would
just
be
Victoria?
it would be Orion because
Victoria Orion, Lady Victoria Orion. Ooh,
Lady
that's got a good
Orion.
Ooh, that's got a good ring to it. I like it.
So,
Lady Victoria Orion and her bodyguard Brutus.
Okay. So Caleb would be Brutus.
Now Elan.
Would
What
be
would we
Elise.
call Elise? Yes.
Yeah. Because that's how I
And-
introduced him.
Last but certainly not least, we need the code name for Canopy.
Red, are you there?
I think.
I'm here. I'm just. I always have trouble with names.
That's okay.
Oh, okay.
How
understandable.
about?
Right now, I'm trying to figure out a last name.
What your outfit silver, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Have you got a first name?
Jade.
Jade Starlight.
Love it.
Okay, that right.
How's Caleb coming up with all these fabulous names?
Exactly.
This is just me. I'm really good at coming up with names sometimes.
Oh, I noticed.
Okay. So Marjani is Victoria.
Good thing he did because I was thinking more along the old Monty Python Roman general names.
Because
Biggest.
Biggest.
Okay, because
what's
Oh
so
my
funny
God.
about
I have a question.
Because
Ian.
because
Yes.
Because Elandra was a noble in her previous life, would people recognize her at this party, or is this just completely different houses and such?
It's completely different houses as far as you can tell, and you are also
Totally different city.
technically not really disguised, but you pretty much disguised because you're wearing a brand new outfit. You've changed up your hair, so it's safe to assume you wouldn't necessarily get noticed, especially considering these are just houses involved with engineering and inventions more than actual politics.
Who's got their speakers on because we're getting an echo?
Yeah,
yeah,
some-
we can hear an echo
Got
through
echo,
your
echo,
mic, Ian.
echo. Oh, from me?
We can hear it. Yes, through
Actually,
you.
not
Yeah.
this time.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm looking at the
Can
dialogue and it's
Elise's
all
last
coming through
name
you.
be Tinkertoes? Okay, but can Elise's last name, the code name, be Tinkertoes?
How about now?
Tinkertoes, sure.
Yes.
Tinker Toes. Okay.
I like
so
it.
Tinker Toes.
Elise Tinkertoes.
Am I echoing
Okay.
now?
No,
Hello,
better now.
check 1 2. Nope, sounds everything fine.
All right, good. Sorry.
Sounds
Alright.
everything fine.
Lots of
with
technical
bestest
issues
English.
tonight.
Oh,
I apologize
Jesus.
for that, guys. It's been a while.
Okay.
That's okay.
So let me make sure I got the names right. So Caleb is Brutus. Elan is Elise Tinkertoes. Marjani is Victoria Orion. And Jay and Canopy is Jade. What was the last one?
Starlight.
Starlight.
Alright.
Sorry,
we
I've
all-
been,
Can
I've been
you
reading the
post
boys.
the names in the Roll20 chat as well?
Yes, please. I was just about to say that. It beat me by
Yeah.
1 second, bud.
Yeah. I was just
For
writing them down.
lovely
So
audience.
yeah, I could basically not. Does Brutus want a last name or he's just good?
He's just Brutus.
It's
Just Brutus. The help does not need a last name apparently. Oh,
I
shit,
fish speak for me. Brutus
Right.
is man of little words.
So at this point, as you head into the jeweler's shop, more specifically Andrea's Jewelers, you walk in and it's kind of very dimly lit compared to the space you were in before. Very dark wood floors, barely any windows, barely any light peering through like the torches that presumably are being magically held up and lit up, faintly illuminating these glass display cases of assorted amulets and rare gems, as well as bins of presumably bottom bin gems like crappier emeralds and crappier rubies and sapphires, anything along those lines. This woman's got them. And you see a kind of hunched over scaly woman with a long thick tail and kind of red skin all over her body, very sharp teeth, kind of a cane in her right hand, and it's the smart members of the party will recognize this as something you haven't seen in quite some time, especially around the city. A lizard folk.
Oh.
And she says, where'd you come from?
Just like hello.
Ooh, let me see if
You're not a god,
Milan
are you?
can speak her native tongue.
She kind of looks down at herself and her dress is just like, no, I don't
Alright.
think so.
So you speak in Draconic.
Oh, is that what you said? Okay, shit, I didn't know. Give me
No,
a second.
sorry. No, I'm asking Alon, do you want
Alon
to speak in
speaks
Draconic?
Oh, okay.
Alright.
I do want to speak in Draconic, just sweeten the deal some. Alon will step up and speak in Draconic and
And
say,
not too many who
"Hello,
learn
lovely. How are you doing today?"
not too many who learn the natural tongue around these parts. I am good. You and your friends, they aren't guards, right? You never know these days.
Oh,
Alright, then you are more than welcome here. Come. See for yourself. And she kind of waddles over to one of the display cases. It's like, what can I find for you all this fine day? Besides, a better tasting clothing. She says in Draconic, looking at Kayla, but nobody else understands what she's saying.
I do.
Okay, except for Kenobi.
Okay. All right. So Marjani will basically look at her as just like, we're going to a party and we wanted to find something that would, help me stand out, but not really too much, if that makes sense.
Speaks in common again. I've got just the thing you're looking for. Right over here. Waddles over to what looks like a jade amulet. That's kind of like a silver necklace with jade emeralds kind of stuck into it, and a circular pattern. He's like, got this beautiful jade necklace here. Its colors don't pop out too much, but it'll add a bit of, how you say, panache to your party.
Interesting. And how much would this cost, if I may ask?
This, for you? 50 gold pieces.
I will look back at Elise. I have to use y'all actual names this time because I'm gonna get confused with it later. Elise? Yeah. Elise? By any chance
Yes?
do you have could you help a friend out? Right? Do you have
Sure.
any more funds? Like we're all just scrunching off this one character. I kind of feel bad.
Caleb produces. He has 10 gold pieces in a tiny little pouch.
And pull out a
This
bunch of
is all
buttons.
I've really got. A little bit of some buttons, a lint. I think that's a bit of brain matter, or maybe a piece of an ear. I'm not sure.
Yeah, purse is looking little light, my friend.
Sorry. How much did you need?
50
50
gold
gold.
pieces.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I only have. She starts to speak in Draconic. I'm so sorry. I'm a poor soul. I had to buy my friend's clothes as well. Could I borrow this for 20 gold pieces and bring it back to you as soon as we're done?
Make a persuasion check. With advantage, because you have leverage.
Boing.
Boing.
Leverage.
We're all thinking it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is how I'm in real
We're a
life.
wholesome
Alright,
podcast, I swear.
Yeah, this ain't a podcast, dude.
People
I was
are gonna
just about
listen
to say,
it
you
like
said
a podcast. People are gonna
pod-
listen to it like a podcast.
We're fair
Yes.
enough. Fair enough.
That is true.
Wholesome.
Oh.
Oh, 11. Wah, wah.
Hey, don't forget about your inspiration
Yeah.
you haven't used.
Oh yeah, you still
Yeah,
have that
you still
inspiration.
have that.
It's 1d6.
Cool. Let me just roll that.
Big money, big money.
Big,
Big
money, no
money.
whammies. Boom.
15.
Oh,
Hey.
that's good.
Hmm.
Better than nothing.
Yeah.
I've never let someone borrow something before, but if you bring it back by noon tomorrow, I suppose it won't go amiss. But you will pay the 20 pieces up front, of course.
Of course I will. I'd never do someone who speaks the native tongue like that. I'm a fire ganassi.
You're
You
too
can trust
kind.
me.
Of course. Anything for my new friend. 20 gold pieces
Yeah.
will be enough to borrow it.
Absolutely.
Just
you
don't
have
get any
anything
blood
for
on it
10?
like the last thing yet.
Oh, I would never. Do you have anything for 10 gold pieces? Just some cubic zirconium or something that I can borrow for tonight or have or what
Let's
have
see.
you?
And she
Doesn't have to
goes
be
into her
fancy.
bin and just tosses out a bunch of gems on the floor and kind of leans in and digs out a sapphire, kind of a cracked sapphire. He's like, not too much for 10 gold pieces around here, but I can hand you this lovely, luxurious gleaming little sapphire for 10 gold pieces.
I will take it. Thank you so much. You're the best.
Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind. And remember, tell your friends, but not the guards. And she kind of does the Meet the Robinsons bad guy thing where she holds up her coat, barely covering her face, and she slowly walks to the back of the store into the shadows.
Okay, Marjana, we have to have this back by noon tomorrow.
Marjana will look at you as just like, you have been an extreme help, Elise. Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
All right.
I think that should be it. Anybody has anything? Can we go to the
Nothing
general?
else.
Can we get to the maybe, I don't know if it's probably too much. Could we go to the general store and we see if we can find
Absolutely.
any other extra information about like the party or just the houses in general?
So you head to the general store and you find like kind of all sorts of basic supplies, you know, ration packs, backpacks, campfire sets, lots of adventuring equipment. Despite the fact that this is in the middle of the city, it is also the lower end of the city, so any adventurers passing by or going back out into the wide open would likely want to stop by in this kind of shop. And you see a tall Genasi man, kind of with a wife beater shirt and torn up jeans, kind of walk over to you. He's like, oh, hey, welcome. Sorry, just cleaning up here. Don't be a stranger. What can I help you with?
Yes. I'm going to curtsy and is basically going to say, well, I'm hoping you would help me. I've basically come to, well, firstly, I just came to check on this wonderful little shop that you have here. Seems really...
Oh, please, it's nothing.
Oh, no, don't beat yourself over like that. It's just picturesque at this point.
Oh, it's nowhere near as nice as the linen store, but I tend to keep good care of her. And he kind of slaps the side of the wall.
She smiles gently. I was hoping that someone here could give me some information based on the little house party that was going on, by any chance? Have you heard anything
House
about
party? I haven't been invited to any house parties in years, let me tell you that. What, you're talking about, like, houses in, like, just an actual house or dragon-marked house?
that? She looks at you as like, yes, Dragonmarked House, by any chance.
Dragon-marked house? Ooh, if you ask me, pal, I'm not really one for politics, you know.
It's like,
I don't know. What kind of dragon-marked house are we talking here?
I guess host Orion. I hear that they're having some sort of display with House Kenneth too. Do you know anything about that?
No, haven't heard anything about that. But they're, please, showing off new inventions? That's nothing new. They're always trying to outdo one another. It's just a giant dick measuring contest over there, man.
I see. So always in competition, you say? That's a bit disappointing.
City's always in competition, man. Guards won't do anything about it. They're too proud and too stupid. And of course, there's the whole treaty thing, but when has that ever stopped them?
Okay.
But, yeah, like I said, I'm not one who's much for politics, you know, I just try and keep this place alive. So, have been for generations, so I don't got time to think about politics.
By keeping. Okay. Alright. I think other than that, I don't really have much to offer. Does
Take care
anyone
now.
else?
Alam would also like to ask him some questions.
Oh, well, hello. How's it going? He blushes a little bit.
Where are you from?
Well, I'm from here. Born and raised. Lower end of the city. Been here my whole life. What about you?
She basically, Elan?
Elan?
Elise?
Oh, come on. You asked the man where he lives. I'm sure I can ask right back. Come on.
I thought you might be a survivor.
Sweetheart, I'm from the lower city. Everybody here is a survivor. God, that was really cheesy. Sorry about that. Guess politics are running off on me.
It's quite alright. I understand completely. just so you know, if you see another Fire Ganassi, get in touch with me. I go by Alon in the city.
There's plenty of
Don't
Ganassi
normally
in the
dress
city.
like this.
It's nothing particularly new. It's not worth writing you a letter about.
It certainly is. I want to know if there are any survivors. If you see someone
Survivors
who's
of
from
what?
out of town. But during the war, there was a mutilation of the home of the Ganassi. Your parents may have heard of it, they may not have.
Oh, like I said, born and raised here my whole life. Barely know anything about the outside world, but gee,
Yeah.
from the sounds of it, then maybe that was for the best.
If you see any other Fire Ganassi from out of town, write me a letter. I'll come immediately.
Well, you're the only Fire Ganassi worth knowing about, Sweet Cheeks.
Thank you. That's very flattering. Alright, you have a wonderful day.
You too. Take care. I'll send you a letter when another Fire Ganassi comes my way. He looks very confused as he says that.
Okay. So I think we
I don't
should
know if I know this.
What now?
I think we should get back. I think after a
Yep,
period
that
of
sounds
time.
about right.
Yeah.
Party time.
Did you guys have a
What?
meeting place, or were you all just gonna meet at the party?
I believe
think-
the plan would be to rendezvous back at the church.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Alright. So, I believe... So, Marius, how would you like to forge the tickets? Do you want to wait till you get back to the church, or do you want to
Well,
sneak it
yes.
in while you're working, or...
I'm gonna wait till I get back to the church because
Alright.
I need to find out what names they're going to be using.
Yeah.
Figuring probably not going to be using their own names.
Alright, so you all arrive back in the church. The main floor is empty once again, giving you all the room. And
Where are we located?
1 second, I need to remove you guys. And
Okay, we're at the top there first.
yeah, change that. Change that. So,
Who's that? Ooh.
oh,
Or is
that's
that Cog, or is that?
that's just
uh,
Cog. That's an earlier rendition I
Oh,
have
oh.
had of Cog. This will
Oh.
take a few
OG
seconds.
Cog.
Give me a sec
Okay.
here. Here you go, Caleb. You can move yourselves appropriately, of course. Here you go,
Right.
Kanopi. Oh wait,
There
Caleb.
are two Calebs.
There's two
They're
Calebs.
I-
Oh, God.
clones.
My God, no. All right.
They
change
One
both
is the
lie.
real Caleb.
As you
It's
all arrive
just my
back,
hair,
Marius,
it's just-
you see
yeah.
Caleb in a very dapper, white pinstripe suit. That almost looks like a domino effect with a nice white hat to go with it. And you see a strange woman with long, fiery hair and a very scantily clad but very beautiful dress walk through as well.
Marius will be blushing and kind of averting his eyes as best he can.
Who is the new one?
Oh,
My name is
this
Elise.
is. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
My name is Elise. It's wonderful
This-
to meet you. I heard you have a ticket to that party tonight. I need to get in there. My friend
Hey.
Alon sent me, so.
Can
yeah,
I
don't feel
make an
bad.
investigation check?
Make an insight check, and you have to beat her deception check.
Alright.
Show me a roll.
Show me your rolls.
I don't think.
Oh.
Oh,
You believe every
3.
word she's saying.
Well, it depends on what she rolls.
Yeah, if you get
Yeah.
a natural 1, Alon, you
Or
fail.
2.
Otherwise, you're going to succeed. No, she'll get higher than 2. Make a deception check, Alon.
Show
Going
me a
for it
roll.
now.
Yeah.
That's a 10.
You believe every word she says. You are too distracted by her looks.
Yeah.
The bosom comes in handy.
I haven't had a chance to make them yet because I didn't know what names to use. And he, all flustered, kind of heads over to Marjani, who's also pretty
Just
right
like-
now, and kind of blushes too. And goes,
Yeah.
uh,
Everybody's hot.
Yeah.
And as long as I got my suit and tie,
Are you
Uh,
I'll
right?
leave it
This
up
one is
on the
awfully
floor
red.
tonight.
He reaches in and he pulls out his invitation. He's like, I've got my own, so now I can make the fake ones.
It's like amazing. Mar-
I need to know what names to put on them.
Oh, and basically
kinda
she
like-
will just give you a name.
All right. Okay.
So, alright, so she says, Caleb would go by Brutus, Alon will go by Elise, or sorry, Elise is her last name is Tinkertoes. I will be going as Victoria Orion, and Kanopi will go by Jade Starlight.
I can make 3 others.
3 others.
That's all we need.
I think that's all. There are 4 of us. Yeah, I said Brutus, Elise Tinkertoes, Victoria Orion, and Jade Starlight. Those are 4.
Would
And
the
I can only
bodyguard
make
need
3
an
invites.
invitation? I mean, the bodyguard would just kind of just be like,
Yeah, I
kind of
basically
just
would
like,
have
oh,
him.
I don't answer anybody. I answer to her.
Plus this is Sean, so having a bodyguard would not kind of be out of place for like a noble person. So I don't. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I could like press him and just like that. That should be fine.
Those are guests at the party, but I'm like a member of the help, so I'm like her +1 in the sense.
Yeah,
I'm like her. I'm like Happy Hogan to Pepper Potts.
exactly.
I'll do my best. Give me a minute. And he walks away and makes certain he's not paying attention to the ladies that are there and everything
Lady
else.
Victoria
Oh,
Orion
yeah.
and her bodyguard Brutus.
And he is going to attempt to use his Tinker Tools.
Kenopi,
Well-
give him some bardic inspiration.
As you kind of use
Oh, yeah.
the bench, the cold stone seating bench, you take your goggles, you kind of light up a flashlight that's in your ear, kind of attached to the side of your ear, and you begin right away as all of the party members uncomfortably close around you to see what you're
I
doing.
Gets up and walks over here.
Take your setup over on this table.
Yeah, I was about to say I was just gonna kind of rub his shoulder and basically be like, "You're gonna do fine," and offer him some guidance just
and
in case.
Cog also awkwardly and painfully rubs your shoulders.
It's like you're good.
All right. So I have
There we go.
guidance. Did I get
Yes.
a
Guidance.
Yes,
bardic
you get extra.
inspiration?
And some bardic inspiration on top of that.
No.
No,
You only have
okay.
so many uses.
Oh, fair enough.
I only
Okay.
have 3 uses for now.
That's
fair
okay
enough, my
because I
bad.
also get to roll an additional d4 because it's a Tinker Tool roll.
Man.
Yeah.
Show me a roll.
So you kind of light up with this purple energy, and
I'm
the
glad-
energy sees for your. Unfortunately, in my game,
Not
a
one is
natural
not
one is a fail, no matter what.
Okay,
Oh,
so it
okay.
does not look good at all. Cancel.
Yeah, it's
It's
not
alright.
only does it not look good, you make copies. Not only does it not look good, you've wasted several pieces of paper because you kind of. It's so bad. It looks like child's drawing and
That's
like
okay.
stick men for photos, and you like
That's-
tear up the pieces of
that's-
paper and throw
that's
it to the
okay.
side in anger.
I can cancel the infusion and I can try again for it.
I'm tempted to say it breaks the Tinker's tools, but since this isn't the traditional use of the Tinker's tools, I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
That's
However,
I will
your guidance
start fresh.
is. I'm gonna say your guidance,
Guidance
is gone,
is
and
over
you
the
can't
odds.
get it for your next roll if you do another roll.
It's alright. I still get my other d4 because it's a tool.
Weren't there some
That
people
plus-
like who specialize in documents here in the Dark Lanterns?
But he rolled a 21, so that will not be
24.
necessary. An
Yeah.
artist
24.
never gets thrown by his shitty work. Concentrate, and this is just a complete turnaround. Very professional writing, a nice little watermark on the corner of the tickets, a perfect drawn portraits of what your friends look like. Fill out every little description you need for the tickets, and you even draw the House Orion and House Caniff symbol on the back of the ticket appropriately to near perfection. These tickets look so much better. However, since you rolled a natural 1, this has taken hours. And I mean hours of your time.
You do know that. Okay. That's fine.
This was a very long process. This is after work, so you're not going to be late for the party. However, now there's only about. You kind of look up at the sun and you realize it's almost nightfall.
You don't have much time.
Yeah, we have.
We have a little bit of time, but not much.
Sorry,
So-
I mean with my natural ones.
Marius is going to go and be like, I'll be back. I have to go change. And he'll scurry over into a room by himself and he will pull out his fine. No, Cog is locked in. Cog is not even there
He
with him.
just runs right into the door and falls onto the ground helpless.
Marius will change into a set of fine clothes. They
Nice.
are very nice black clothing with the house insignia on the actual chest, with red trim going over it, and a nice full black cloak lined with fur.
Ooh, very nice.
Nice.
After he changes, he'll also make certain that his hair is all done up nicely and stuff, and he'll step back out of the room.
Styling.
This
Alright.
this one looks.
He kind of raises his finger, thinking about it.
Dashing? Is that the word these ones use? Yes, dashing, that's right.
Marius gives a thumbs up. That's the perfect use of that word.
He kind of looks at his side of his thumb and gives you a thumbs up back.
All right.
And
Now-
Lauren's going to walk over casually and be like, "Huh, well, it seems like Marjani already has her bodyguard. Would you like to be my accompaniment?"
Make a wisdom saving throw.
I can't to go with the plan.
I
How
mean,
about
never
you
heard.
two meet up at the party? That way you guys can stay in sync. Like, oh, hello,
You
darling.
think to
How
yourself,
are you?
Be gone, Fought. Stick to the plan.
I can't do that
Wow.
because of the plan. It would mess up the
Wow.
plan.
We're all thinking it.
No, we're not.
Well, it's really
I-
funny. I'm just joking. I did that just to make a joke.
Oh no,
That's
that was
awesome.
great. You're all
That was
fantastic.
great.
Go on.
And so he's like, "All right, I'll see you guys at the party," and he like dashes out the door.
Just runs.
Cog just barrels out the door, almost leaving a cog-sized hole in the door as he bursts out.
That, my friends, is how you embarrass a rich boy.
With
Uh,
boobies.
Is Marjani will look back. You ready to distract? You ready to get rid of some other big rich boys?
Absolutely, it's my favorite hobby.
This is like she just kind of pushes up and just be like, "Well, I think it's time we make our scene. Let's go."
Party time.
All right.
Party time.
You all decide to head off into the night, heading to the party, deciding to take the lightning rail to save time. So one of you will have to lose 5 silver pieces for the fees to be on the lightning rail.
Well, you cleared out my
have it.
pockets for your.
Unless you
trinkets,
want to walk.
so-
Unless you want to walk, of course. That's
No,
up to you.
I still have 4 gold, so it should be fine.
All right. We are going to take a 20-minute break. We'll be
All
back at
right.
9:25.
Awesome.
Man, yeah, I needed
You
to
okay
get back
turn
on the
off
saddle.
Is it okay to turn off the camera at this point?
Yes.
I've got a better idea.
Oh, you gotta put some duct tape over it.
Or something. I'm gonna put
Nice.
one of my disc covers over it.
Either way,
Does that look okay?
yeah. Either way, I'm gonna be right back.
All right. Let me get something to drink.
Be right back, guys.
At least I can still hear everybody. I don't know. Maybe I have some tape. Look.
So if you guys will look in the art portraits and whatnot,
Uh-huh.
while everything was going on, I went to Hero Forge and made a base example of the outfit and whatnot.
Very nice. Very nice.
It's a little more silver and bright on my end, but that's the best I can do picture-wise.
Whatever you gonna do. There we go. That's good enough for now. Ooh. He's sparkly. He's very nice.
Yes, when I said silver suit, I meant silver suit.
I wish Ian had turned off the suspenseful tension music investigation in roll 20.
Oh, I thought the echo was coming from roll 20, so I had it muted for a while.
Do we know if we're still live?
No clue.
I have no idea.
Fuck. Let's just play it safe for now. And
Yes,
say that
we are still live. I can see us on Twitch. I've got us up.
Okay. So.
That was fun.
I'm more
He's in the
fun when
poor
I
little
drink.
teenager.
With boobies!
Mhm.
Dead.
Drop them out, let me see them titties. Gonna take a long look at them tig old bitties.
Take old biz.
One thing that can brighten any man's day. I'll
And
accept
not
any
ju-
man.
not
It's
just
extreme-
men.
Not just, yes. Not just men.
Mhm.
Just men. I should take that back. My apologies.
We're men in
Men in
tights.
tights.
We roam around the forest looking for fights.
We're men. We're men in tights.
Tights.
Ah,
Lordy, lordy.
Lord, I gotta watch that movie again. It's been far too long since I have.
My personal favorite is still Ye Old Playboy.
The old Playboy. My favorite is the
Oh.
is the quarterstaff fight where they just go onto the tiny stick and they where they just kind of like smacking each other's fingers like ow.
Hmm.
It's the best.
I just like the fact that Blinken's sitting there on the potty while they're carting away the castle. He's playing with his Playboy.
Yep.
I'm over here having Monty Python flashbacks like, let's not go to Camelot, 'tis a silly place.
Well, when you were like, hey, I want to ask you a question, first thought that came to my mind is, what is your favorite color? Red, no blue. Whoa! What is the latent flight speed of a swallow? African or American? Well, I don't know. What? Whoa!
The best.
If she's heavier than a goose, she's a witch.
I fought in your general direction. Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelled of elderberries.
Are the knights who say?
Sorry, I have to cover my camera for just for
the
that one
knights
part.
who say no.
Veshe Lavash.
You must chop down the tallest tree in the forest with a herring.
You must bring
Bring
me a
us
shrubbery.
a shrubbery. Not a,
Much
not,
like
not
this
a very
one.
large shrubbery, just a subtle, a very nice shrubbery.
But not too nice.
No, not too nice, not too big, nothing too fancy. Just a modest shrubbery.
Now to switch
Why?
to a different one of the Monty
Why?
Python, of course. Always look
Look
on the bright
bright
side of life.
Do 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 do.
He is the Messiah.
No, I'm not.
Look, we're saved. It's a Suicide Samurai Squad.
Oh, poor Brian. Just happened to be born on the same day as that one other guy.
Yeah, that one dude.
That one guy.
I
play the video game For Honor, and there's an execution where you place down a killer rabbit.
Oh my god.
I kid you not. I will try to find it on the tubes.
One of my favorite ones from Life of Brian is when he's writing the graffiti on the wall, and the guard catches him, and instead of like arresting him right off the bat and everything else, he like corrects his grammar and makes him rewrite it out 1,000 times on the wall first, and then he's like, "Wait a minute."
That guard was an educator first, guard second.
Exactly, it was freaking hilarious.
Is it- I'm trying to find it because there's actually okay, I'll post this one, but in the actual game you can hear during the execution you can hear people going run away, run away, run away. So It doesn't actually show it in this thing. Unfortunately, there's music over it, probably for copyright reasons, of course. But I will still post the link in the Discord. Haboski.
Discord. Portraits and you put it in general.
I just put it in general.
Hmm.
But yes, this is an
I'll be
execution
right
that you can
back.
do in game. So this and as the bunny is taken when you can hear, run away, run away, run away. And of course, they show you the original, but
Yep. It's funny.
that's the original from the movie. So
Oh shit! I love this.
yeah, have you never seen?
Yeah, I've
Monty
seen
Python's
this.
the
It's
Holy-
always
okay.
the favorite
Okay,
scene.
yeah.
Especially
so-
with the teeth.
Yeah, and every hero in the game can unlock that execution.
Oh my god, that's awesome. What is this?
It's a game called For Honor. It basically takes knights, Vikings, and samurai and puts them together in one battlefield.
Oh, I know what this is. They have the friggin' Monty Python as one of the executions?
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
execution I'm talking about right there.
No! Why have I not...
In that game right there, that first little bit where it's the two characters, he put the guy with the halberd puts the bunny on the ground. That's the actual footage in game. Minus the ridiculous rock music there. I like rock music, but that's like obnoxious, like.
Oh, that's from ReZero. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's like it's a little too much, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
It doesn't really fit there. Oh, the animation for this is beautiful.
Yeah, I like that the enemy actually like bends down and like, oh look at you, you're so cute, and then he gets like mauled by the rabbit. It's the best.
Monty Python is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, just Monty Python, anything in general, that style of comedy,
Yes.
plus with that physical nature of it as well, it's just like, it's the best.
Never get tired of this.
Never get tired of it.
Mhm.
I just wish that COVID was over and I could see my aunt and uncle who absolutely love the Monty Python films. We could watch them together.
Oh, that's good. How is it over by your side?
It's okay. It's slowly getting better, but unfortunately, we're under basically
Very
a
slowly?
guarantee of Ontario, so
Okay.
we can't do much.
I've been trying to get in because I'm still in the Caribbean, but I'm trying to get into Montreal, and it's kind of like been a really
That
bad
is good.
hassle. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
they're saying no
But-
overseas travel at this.
yeah,
so-
the president of the college or the university that I
Oh,
go
this is my
to
Chinese food.
said that they're kind of lessening up on immigration students to enter in. Before they had like what you had to pay like $2,000 in order to like stay at the hotel, or unless you had like a place they could actually quarantine you for like 2 weeks. But I think they did say that once you have like proof of vaccination and you took the test when you left the country and then you entered the enter Canada,
Yeah.
you're supposed to be exempt for that. I don't know if that's for other people, but at least for international students, they did state that was a fact. You just have to
Interesting.
verify. You just have to verify that you're actually a student and not, somebody you just stumbled on.
Well, obviously, they don't want anybody cheating on that. So
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, Jojo, For Honor is actually getting a brand new hero as of June June 22nd. So if you ever want to pick up a copy, now is definitely a good time.
I'll have to check it out. A new hero? You mean
Yes,
is it like
a brand new hero.
okay?
We don't know anything other than right now that the current season is called Mirage, and we've seen a hero. We know it's a samurai hero because the whole season is currently all like super samurai themed. It looks like a character with a sheath and a sword. So I'm guessing a hero which we like to call a zero stance, which they don't take out their weapon. So he
Okay.
kind of fights with his weapon in the sheath and only takes it out when he attacks. So I'm thinking something like that.
So okay, is it like one of those samurai, those fictional samurais, which like take out this sword like a little bit out their sheath, they move and then they just kind of put it back in again?
Maybe, we don't know.
Oh.
This game is both a little bit historically accurate and historical fiction. So,
Right, because I definitely don't remember Vikings actually fighting samurai, even though
Not
that
necessarily.
yeah.
I'm going to see if I can try and find said trailer.
Let's see, Mirage.
Just put Mirage intro, I believe. Let's see.
For Honor.
Mirage story trailer? Yes, Mirage story trailer. That's all we have right now.
All right, let me see.
Now he said Tenyo Warrior Nai. Now I'm not exactly fluent in my ancient Japanese, but Warrior Nai means I am of something. So maybe I am wind, maybe I am the darkness, maybe I'm the dust, maybe I am the
I
death.
am Iron Man.
Running over fat kids with my van. So we don't exactly know, but I'm guessing he's. There are multiple classes in the game. I'm guessing he's either going to be a hybrid or an assassin class.
It sounds like it's something hidden in the shadows, so maybe assassin.
I'm guessing so, but we already have the Orochi, which is also an assassin hero, and the Shinobi, which is also an assassin hero. They don't have a very good hybrid hero, other than the Nobushi, to be honest. So
Okay.
that's personally from my perspective, and I've played on the PC since year 1. So
All right.
yeah, and I've just recently picked up a copy for it on the PS4, and I've been replaying everything. So Ian said he's going to be back in 5 minutes. That's no problem.
Okay.
But yeah, it's super fun to play. There's a campaign that's fully voice acted and animated. The campaign is a tiny bit outdated in mechanics per se, but it is still super fun to play. And there's even a super realistic mode where it doesn't have any like HUD display or UI. So it's like you only see the characters' animations and fight like that, and you can only die once in the mission.
Okay
I've
then.
beaten the game on the hardest difficulty like that. So
Okay.
yeah, it's super fun. Like I said, lots of customization, lots of replayability, and if you ever get online, especially for console, hit me up.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh shit, that's dope.
Yeah, it's a third-person action medieval combat simulator. All kinds of customization, animations, executions, effects. Sometimes you can be really goofy, sometimes you can be really serious.
I mean,
Cool looking.
the Monty Python bunny kind of pointed that out to me just a while ago, but yeah.
Oh, Totally. So
Finally, I just beat one of the bosses in my little online game that I play, Raid Shadow Legends.
Okay, so long hair.
please sponsor us, Raid Shadow Legends.
Let me see. So
If you can hear this, please. Mike plays your game. He can vouch for us, right, Mike?
I do play the game, yes.
I might be tempted to install the game if we had some sort of compensation.
I've been
Please,
playing
Raid
it since
Shadow Legends.
I've been playing it since before beta, like before it was released fully. So yeah, I've played it for a while. Some things have me frustrated right now with the support team, but that's a different story altogether.
question. You sure this is not a Ronin, like a wandering samurai?
That could be it as well. I never thought of that as well.
Yeah,
That could
because
be a very good interest.
he seems like he's wearing formal clothes along with sandals, so it gives me kind of like a Samurai Jack kind of vibe. I was thinking something along the line because from the silhouette just kind of reminds me of Sephiroth for some strange reason. I don't know why.
Yeah,
That's
definitely
Afro
with the
Samurai?
sheath.
No, like Samurai Jack. Not
I know Samurai Jack too. Yeah.
Sephiroth is basically what I'm saying, but
From Final Fantasy, but yeah.
yeah, it's the stance and how he is. But I'm definitely just like there's the others who are basically like clad in like armor, but this guy seems to have somewhat
Yeah,
of
it
like,
looks like cloth robe almost.
yeah, exactly. It's kind of flowing in a sense.
That's why I was thinking maybe an assassin, maybe a hybrid character.
Mhm. I
But
mean,
you definitely well be a Ronin. That is a very good thing. I'm gonna have to look into some stuff, so because there's more hidden depth lore that you can
Mhm.
go and find into. So.
yeah, and Ronins normally would, I mean, they're wandering, so basically they would focus more on like speed and stuff like that rather than being
Yeah.
attacked now with
This-
armor.
At this time in the story, there's a great famine and a great drought going on. So,
Then it might definitely be
Might
a
very well
Ronin in
be a
that.
Ronin.
Yeah,
so, thank you for putting that idea in my head, my friend. Thank
yeah,
you.
no problem.
But
Jumping.
speaking of Afro Samurai, I actually do have a copy of
Ah,
Afro Samurai on
I
DVD.
love that shit.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Let me
Afro Samurai.
Samurai.
and Samuel Jackson voicing Ninja Ninja, of course.
That's like the
Is that
best
an
part of that.
RPG? You got a motherfucking RPG?
RPG?
A motherfucking RPG in a motherfucking backpack? Oh, makes me laugh every time.
Oh,
Where
every
is it?
time.
Where did I put that copy? Where did I put it in here? Ah, here it is.
La, da,
That's
da,
insane.
da, 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 da.
Afro Samurai.
Nice.
Got it at a place called Movie Gallery.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's an old
Movie
place,
Gallery?
but still the
woo.
old Funimation still got the in cover with it with the original artwork as well.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
That's one I still need to see.
Oh, it's great.
Perfect.
I think
It
you can
really
actually,
is.
there's a
So
full
I've heard.
version of it on YouTube actually.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
not-
Oh, it's
yeah, I'm
Adult
not-
Swim, so it's not too surprising.
I'm not endorsing copywriting, but there are people out there.
Yes.
But, I also have Afro Samurai for the Xbox 360.
Oh yeah. heard
As a
about
game for it?
Yeah,
didn't even know that.
I've never
Nice.
actually had a chance to play it because I can't find a working controller for my 360.
Ah, okay.
Wah,
I have
wah.
a working controller for V60.
Well, thanks. Are you gonna drive all the way up here to Niagara to let me play Afro Samurai?
Maybe
knows?
next
It might
time
be
I'm
a
up
thing.
there. Hell no.
Who
Make it
knows?
worth my while.
I mean, I'll
Yeah.
cook you some really good chili.
Make it
Down for
worth his
that.
while.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, no. That's. I'm glad we were on the air for that. Okay.
Nice, Mike. Nice.
No thanks.
Hey, this is an 18 plus stream, so it's all good that
That's
way.
true.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Who's all here?
I am
Oh.
here.
I think I am.
Red, are you here?
Some water.
Yep.
No, water's in there. On the counter.
We're all here then.
I see. Nah,
Is
shit.
Red here?
That's a fancy balloon ship.
I heard Red say yeah, so
I think Red said yeah.
All right. So,
I'm
let's
right
boogie.
here.
thanks to Marius, you all managed to get to the location of the airship pretty efficiently and pretty quickly without managing to get lost in this very hectic and busy city. It feels like the city never sleeps as there's always airships whirling by, crowds of people walking through the streets. Certainly an uncomfortable environment to those who are new here, but to those that have spent every day here, you wouldn't want any other way. Eventually, you manage to step out to the higher end of the city and find a huge, luxurious airship that almost looks like a giant balloon surrounded by rows and rows of logs surrounding the sides and plenty of windows leading outwards, and a huge flag, one with diamonds on it, one with the symbol of House Caniff, and one with the symbol of House Orion, appropriately being the biggest flag on the ship. Appropriately. It might be a bit of deck measuring going on there, who knows. But it has not taken off just yet, and thankfully you do not seem to be too late either, as there is still a rather sizable lineup of assorted humans and dwarves and halflings, mostly humans given that it's House Orion and House Caniff oriented party.
Before we get to the airship, I
Yeah.
will say to everybody, okay, this is where I think we should split and come in separately.
Yeah.
And Marius and Cog will kind of separate from the rest of the group.
Alright.
Okay.
So,
Time to
go.
persona.
So who would like to go first? Marius and Cog or the rest of the group?
I'll
think-
go up first.
Mhm.
Alright. Make me a perception check as you're hanging up, Marius.
A perception check. Okay. Do it? Yeah.
You
there we go.
overhear the conversation ahead of you by the next person up. It takes about 5 minutes to get to the front. It's very long, arduous process, but they're getting through people as quickly as they can. You see an older lady at the front with a luxurious red dress, quill in one hand, paper in the other, just very efficiently writing information down, and she distinctly says to the couple ahead of you, yeah, tickets please? Oh, right, someone in there. There you go. Whips out a couple of tickets from the bag. Oh, and your name, sir? Reginald and Maria Dwight. And you distinctly see the lady look to a tome on her side, flip it open, browse through it. It's like, gotcha. Right near the bottom of the list, of course. Make it all the more difficult for me. And they all share a very awkward laugh before they get let in. And you
okay.
are up next, and she says, will that be a servant or a house model today? Not even looking up to greet you.
Servant.
And as you kind of look to your left, you see two armorers, basically artificers that have designed these armored suits for themselves, kind of towering over you about 8 feet tall with like bronze red armor and blades coming out of both sides. Seem to be some pretty heavy security for what's a simple party, but given the fact that there's an expensive invention involved, there might be a reason for it. But you turn back to the lady and she says, tickets please?
I hold
Sorry,
out my-
ticket please. I'm used to a lot of couples coming through here. Excuse me.
hand my ticket over.
Kind of takes the ticket, fixes up her glasses ever so slightly, scans the ticket, says, "Oh, Mr. DeCaniff, I'm so sorry. Father said you weren't coming."
Well, I am here now.
Oh, my mistake. Of course, go right in.
Thank you. And I'll
And the armorers kind of step aside and give you a knowing, like, nod as they step aside to let you in. And the
Mhm.
next group of bountiful adventurers,
Mm-hmm.
Marjani, with your passive perception, you overhear the couple ahead of you not only having to hand in their ticket, but they also have to mention their name. And then their name has to be scanned through a logbook as well before they're let in.
All right. So I'll turn to the group and I will basically say, okay, it seems like we would also need to provide some information on our names since they're definitely not on that logbook. So what I was thinking is that, Christ.
I'm assuming you're whispering this.
Yes, I am whispering.
Just making sure.
Okay.
Funny otherwise.
So be careful that we don't talk about the plan.
It's like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's like, I
Yeah.
suggest you don't talk in hallways anymore.
That's funny.
Okay. So guessing by the way. Mhm.
How far away from me is the individual with the logbook?
Only about 10 feet at this point. You're getting pretty close to the front of the line.
Minor illusion, put all our names at the bottom of the list.
Make me a stealth check
Can
to
I
not get
give her?
noticed.
Can I give her guidance for that?
Yes.
Please?
You will
Also-
need a stealth check for that guidance, or else they will notice you're using guidance, since I believe it is a either verbal or somatic spell.
It is for both of those.
Verbal, so you will need a stealth check to do that sneakily.
Okay. Do you want the extra help or?
Yeah.
Okay. Stealth.
Show
Stealth.
me your
stealth.
rolls.
Here we go.
Nice.
Ooh, that was almost a 4. Yeah, you just kind of hold over your breath and says, "I'm hungry," and very subtly light up her hand with purple energy, just at the right angle, so it doesn't get noticed by anyone else. So you do get a guidance on your stealth check for this minor illusion roll.
And what is that?
1d4.
It's an additional 1d4.
Yeah, it's not much, but should help. Ooh.
Roll that 1d4.
Extra.
Hey! 11.
Their passive perception is 12.
Fuck!
So you try to the best of your ability to mutter something under your breath and change up the writing and the text. However, it kind of sends like this like breath of air through the book, so unfortunately she does take notice to the sudden change of names in her book as she looks over to you and says, sorry, excuse me, sir. Would you mind not doing that, please? Hold on a minute.
Uh-oh.
Are you trying to write your names into the... Gentlemen, would you kindly escort these troublemakers out of here?
There
And
is
they
no
count down.
trouble. I was
Sorry.
simply trying to obtain your attention the only way I could see fit.
By breaking the law.
Marshani will look at her and basically. Sorry, you said something?
I
Okay.
was told I could come here for work. If this is incorrect, please inform me so. But I am here as an entertainer.
Sorry, go on. Make me a deception check with disadvantage.
Ugh, disadvantage.
You have a lot of odds against you at the moment.
Oh,
Oh
my
god! Yeah, not like that matters.
God.
It's like, well, normally we'd be having the Warforged tend to their positions, but suppose
I'd
we
like to
could
charm her
use.
to fall in love with somebody in the group.
I suppose we could use a Dragonborn helping hand. Please do not touch my logbook in the future, and you will revert the spell if you'd be so kind.
Okay. So I'm guessing she got in, right?
Yes, and she says, just head to the back of the airship. They'll give you work when you're there. Just ask for a Warforged by the name
Got water,
of.
please.
Ask for Warforged by the name of Kevin.
That's
He'll
it on the kitchen counter.
show you from there. And Red, you are let in, but she insists that you revert the minor illusion spell.
Oh, I did. That was the snap.
Alright. She did. Actually, Marjani, with your passive perception, you do notice that she took a pretty careful look at the names. The fake names that can now be put on the list.
I only put my name on the list to be safe.
You
Oh.
did say fake names in general.
It's okay. Elon has a backup name.
Fair.
Alright. But, Kenobi, you are in the party. Alright, it says, as for the rest of you, see a friend of yours?
Just like.
I don't know him.
Not exactly, no. It seems like he's on his own for this time.
Never met, no.
Perhaps it's better that way.
Mhm.
Alright, boys. The fun's over. And the guards kind of look down, upset, and head back to the standing side by side by the entrance. And she says, "Oh, all right, right. Tickets, please."
Okay, and Marjani will offer her her ticket.
All right. Let's see.
We have to keep using our names. I know.
Sorry, yeah, I know.
Because we
yeah.
have the tickets, we have to keep using our names.
She
Yeah.
looks at the name,
Yeah, I
back
can't
at the
believe that
book.
one time.
says, "Victoria Orion, is it?"
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
Is there something wrong?
And you do realize this was one of the names, courtesy of the stunt your friend tried to pull?
Sorry, I didn't hear
As
that. Can I
are
come
all
up
of
with it?
these names, as a matter of
Alondra
fact.
will speak up.
We did talk our
Alondra
names
will speak
behind
up.
her.
Alondra is going to speak up now.
Go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Alondra says, "That fucking worthless piece of shit help! How dare he embark our names on a book in the wrong place in order to sneak himself into a party he's not even been invited to, just for help. I can't believe the fucking disrespect." She says, spitting
No, no.
words out of her mouth.
Making me a
She
deception
causes
check.
a total fucking scene over
Yeah,
here.
make me a deception check.
Lady Dummy
Mhm.
Tresk
Lady
vibes.
Diva,
Yeah.
you are getting the attention of everyone
Yeah.
around you as you were just screaming out in the distance like you're
Oh,
calling
big
for
money,
the
big
manager.
money.
Big money, here we go.
Big money, no
Big money,
whammies.
money.
Show me your roll.
Let's see what you got.
Still looking for it.
It's a normal roll.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
normal.
Come on.
No!
Oh my god.
It is a
Whammy!
deception.
Whammy.
It's
I did ask for a
It's
deception
deception,
check.
Okay.
Oh.
It
Yeah,
doesn't count.
that's
It doesn't
I'll
count.
be-
It
I'll be
doesn't
a
count. It
merciful
doesn't count.
DM and say you can roll deception.
Phew.
Lucky,
Bruh.
lucky lady.
like
But still normal.
Big money. No whammies.
Whammies,
All right,
please.
she got her natural one out of the way. Now it'll be a good
Yeah. Come on. Let's give
She got
that
a
Yeah.
couple
20.
natural
Let's
ones out
go
of the
on.
way.
Ah.
Oh.
Why do these dice hate me?
Mhm.
These dice are getting chucked.
Yeah.
She says.
They're going to the bad dice bag.
Right. Alright. Hold the tears, ma'am. I've seen it all before. Gentlemen. And you see the two armors walk up to you and says,
As she is basically saying that, she's gonna look at you, she's gonna look at her and basically be like, "I am from the Division of Wrath. I am part of House Orion." And as she is doing that, she will lift up her, her sleeve, and she will show her her
Sleeve.
dragon mark as it
some
glows.
of the men and women look
Sleeve
away
or
before
whatever.
realizing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, whatever. Yeah,
No.
Right, and she will look at her and says, "It seems that our names were not put on the list, which is very unfortunate. It seems like my associate forgot to add us to the list, but I am very sure, given by my identity and the fact that I am of House Orion, that's what a verification. And I would also like to hope that if, for example, you wish to keep your job, you would let us in at this point."
You're pulling a Karen. My god. Alright, make me a persuasion.
Also, I'm sorry,
You're not
Scarlet. I did not mean anything I said.
You're not
Maybe persuasion or intimidation, whichever is higher,
Yeah,
based on
because you're not
JoJo's preference.
technically lying, so I'll allow persuasion or intimidation, whichever is higher.
Okay, let's see.
And
Persuasion
if she
or
doesn't, I
intimi-
can always, and if
Intimidation.
Marjani doesn't make the roll, I can always intimidate.
Go for it.
Do you wanna? All right, so persuasion.
Fear
Worst
the
rolls
mighty
ever.
barbarian in the pinstripe suit.
10.
Jesus.
Oh,
Why do these
Hey,
dice suck so bad?
I'll make it opposing insight to make it more interesting. Her insight's pretty high, though.
Just nat 20.
Come on, whammy, whammy. Fuck!
60.
Hi.
Well, I'm sure House Orion can miss a couple more members tonight.
Wait. Give me a second here. Give me a second here.
What is Caleb gonna do?
Natural 2.
Resist.
Natural.
Remember the name
It
of the
gives
city I
it's
said she was from.
resistance. Advantage. Fuck. Okay, I'm just gonna.
This is.
Yeah,
I
I'm
love
just.
D&D.
I'm gonna do whatever I can and just. I kind of throw my arms up in the air and say, "Ah, you make lady mad. That makes me mad." And I'm going to roll
Intimidation check.
for this. Yes, finally.
My God.
All right. Doesn't
Oh.
need to be any trouble. Just.
Protest one party.
And the guards are just kind of looking at each other, stepping back
It's like-
slowly. And she's like, Alright,
Marjan will kind of pipe in and she's like, "You've made my worker angry. As I said before,
I'm gonna
I
have-
am of House Orion. Now, do you
Well-
really want to do this?"
"Yes, well, I'm going to have a few words with your House Orion members as of later tonight, but I suppose for now you can go through, but your house will be hearing from my employers. Come on through. Come on through. Go on through." The guards kind of step back nervously, like
they
the
just
guards
come-
from Doom Eternal demo.
Sure. As we get closer in, I am just going to go and silently fist bump Brutus in the head. It's just like, "You nailed it, bro. Better than I would have even thought."
And Marshani, you can overhear her say to the guards, "Keep a careful eye on them. Make sure to
As
tell the
long
other
as
guards
there's
to do
some,
so as well."
long as there's some good food at this party, that's all.
Does Alondra also get in, or does she need to try something
Alondra,
else?
you get in as well, but they give you very careful stink eye and ask for your ticket first.
Okay.
Alright. So, first to enter the party, Marius and Cog. You both walk into you kind of head on inside from the exterior, as at this point all of the people have been let in and the airship begins to take flight and soar into the night sky. As you step inside and find a very checkered floor with luxurious red carpets, assorted couples of different house members. Everybody is dressed up, so it's kind of hard to tell who's from where. And you can even see your father up above on the balcony space, kind of talking to a couple of different guests and looking back at you, kind of taking a sigh and looking back as guests. And you can see like assorted, more clear House Caniff workers. A lot of people we recognize on the couches, kind of sharing champagne, shooting the shit, talking to each other, and sharing a laugh. It's a very bountiful room, very interesting as you kind of look at the center of the room, and floating up in a watery sphere, kind of shaping itself, you see three, almost like a mix between a man and a fish, wearing pants but no shirts, as they're inside playing assorted orchestral instruments. One's playing a cello, one's playing a violin, another one's playing a kind of a trumpet of sorts, playing this wonderful, lovely music while kind of trapped in the watery sphere up above.
Okay.
And there are also more of those armored figures you saw before, and they all kind of greet you as they come in. It's like,
"Oh, Mr. DeCanniff, welcome. How's it going, man?"
Good. And yourselves?
It
I
could
will
be better.
I will stress that Marius is going to be walking with his hands behind his back, kind of like that regal type walk, but it's also just a way to keep his hands in check, if you know what I mean. And
I
he had
understand.
the one firmly clamped with the other one around the wrist as he talks.
okay. as you were saying that, you notice with your passive perception, there is a interesting human woman that you don't quite recognize, but she could potentially be from House Orion, with like a tied up black hair, blue eyes, kind of a leather-esque dress. Almost looks like leather armor of sorts more than a fancy dress. She really stands out from the rest of the crowd, and she is not so subtly watching you. But as soon as she looks at you looking back, she tries to look back at her. She tries to like look around as if you didn't notice her.
I kind of blush, getting attention of another lady. Okay. He'll walk in and kind of stand quietly over in the corner.
This one has never been in a flying vessel before. It feels different, but similar at the same time.
Well,
It's quite hard to explain.
you're fairly newly created. Of course, you wouldn't have been in an airship yet. But it's just like any other ship would be at sea, except it flies through the air instead of through the water.
At this point, you see Kenopi enter the building before the rest of the party, strangely enough. And Kenopi, you see this strange environment as well. Men in armored suits guarding each entrance, assorted members of royalty dance with each other, having a good time, and a strange display of a Triton in the middle of a watery sphere playing these orchestral instruments like a band. And the entrance you presume to be the south end of the airship is in this direction. What do you do?
I'm going to take it step by step. Try and remember how to show my trail again.
As you kind of step inside, the guards kind of look at each other. You notice human man with long brown hair kind of steps up to you, stops and says, "Oh, right, and let the Dragonborn through. I thought it was only House Orion and Cardiff members tonight." "Oh, darling, don't make a scene." "No, come on. This was just supposed to be about... Oh, this is supposed to be about creators getting together to show something special. We don't need any political bullshit getting in the way." "Oh, come on, you've just had a bit too much to drink. Come on, let's keep dancing, keep dancing." "I'm watching you, Dragon Boy."
I don't even make I do the cursory glance that everyone does as new people come in. Then I go back to whatever I was doing. Is there drinks?
Yes, there are drinks being served by assorted Warforged being dressed in these very fancy black suits, but you can clearly see like the rest of their iron body sticking out from them.
All right.
Cog says,
This one was not told to bring a suit.
Nope, you didn't need to.
Why do these ones need such a strange set of garments?
They are hosting the party. They are the servants at this party. You are my personal servant at this party, so you don't need a suit.
and at this point, you pick up a bit of champagne. It's very bubbly and smooth to taste, and it definitely
I don't actually
eases up
drink
some
it.
tension. Oh, you don't drink it. Okay, sorry.
No, I just hold it to look like I'm in with the group.
And you see the rest of your party head in at this point. And you all see what he saw before, a checkered dance floor, some very attractive women and male, mostly noble-looking people. They're all wearing suits, so it's hard to tell which which houses they're from. And a watery sphere with strange fishmen playing assorted different instruments floating up in the air.
When he sees them come in, like, again, new people coming in, everyone kind of glances over. He'll see again the pretty dresses on the ladies and kind of blush a little. And then he'll go
Genasi
right
too,
back-
don't make a scene.
He'll go back into his drink and turn away from the entrance.
I think for now it would be best if we kind of just separate
Look for our
Like-
target.
enough, and just in case people try to associate each other. in this case, and for the target as well, just in case.
So,
Caleb, make me a
7.
perception check, please.
you got it, brother. Button. Perception, you said, correct?
Yep.
Busky. Ooh,
Oh.
6.
So you're kind of weirded out by this strange environment. The fact that you're even flying in the first place is such a foreign concept to you that you're not really focused on anything that's going on. You feel so disoriented. But Marjani, you notice with your passive perception, you see a interesting looking woman with long black hair, braids at the front of her hairline, you know, blue eyes. It almost looks like leather armor, but it's kind of like a mix of leather armor and a suit of sorts. And she is very clearly looking at you
Mhm.
all. But as soon as you look back at her, she looks away, pretending
was
not
the,
to notice.
What was the house mark that I see on her chest there?
Yeah.
Make me a perception. Make me a history
A perception?
check. Not so much perception check. Make me a history check to test your knowledge of.
All of us do?
Can I
No.
do it too?
Yes.
Actually, just. Me?
Yeah, it has to be history check though, because seeing it isn't so much a problem as much as determining which house it belongs
Alright.
to.
I'm assuming I get the same
Let's
opportunity
Yeah,
as I
as
make.
you're kind of walking by, you can take a peek.
I got nothing.
So, Marius, you're the only one who's able to decipher that the mark is actually the mark of. Sorry, I got to pull up the dragon marks again. Where is it? I guess we'll never know because the file's not pulling up. There we go. Alright, so. You recognize this as the mark of the Sentinel, more specifically belonging to House Denif. And they were born from the outset, but they came to the city of Sharn in their time of need. And basically, House Denif serves as like assorted marshals with their own twisted form. Like, basically, they're vigilantes. They try to keep the peace in the city, but they use their own methods to do so. And some of their methods would be considered morally ambiguous, but others would consider it heroic. They would kind of tend to keep to themselves unless it's a very dangerous situation. So it just makes you wonder what such a member is doing here. You also know that these members are often very tough as they've been trained to fight at a very young age.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Can I make another perception to see if I am able to see anything like sticks out, like the guy who we're supposed to be looking for?
Please do.
Okay.
I'm gonna join in on this if that's okay.
Yeah, please do.
Perception. Let's go.
Perception.
Busky. Hey.
21.
So,
Nice.
Caleb, you kind of look around, particularly of all the seated areas, and you notice the woman as well. But you also notice, more specifically, this little fucker, Preston Marsley, the man who gave you the elusive job at the very beginning of the campaign that almost involved you killing another innocent man. And he is talking to Marius's friend, Alex. And he's just like, Nah, I told you, see, I used to work in House Caniff myself, but you're a halfling. How is that possible? Well, I'm not exactly a Dragonmark member, but I've got talents of all kinds, ma'am. And
I point out
Marjani,
to,
you
I
notice
point out to my
Clayton kind of hiding in the corner, right near the balcony, reading a very long piece of paper that just pours out onto the floor, pacing nervously back and forth. And you also notice that she is taking a peek at him as well, as the rest of you.
Mhm.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Well,
Sorry.
I point out to my companions that little guy, I did a job for him. He might recognize my face, so I have to stay clear away. I have to stay away from him.
It's like, that's a good idea. Anyone else? I will also point out to them that
As
Right.
you were saying that, in your pinstripe suit,
Oh shit!
Cal
I should
looks
probably make a
over.
stealth. I
yeah,
should probably.
yeah, that would be a good idea. because he
My bad.
begins looking over in your direction. Like he kind of, it's the like comedic beat where they like look over and look excited, then they just like immediately look back.
Yeah!
What the fuck? But as soon as he looks back, you kind of
I am
disappear into the
sneaky.
crowd. So
I
it's
am
like,
sneaky Harry Madden.
it's like, what's wrong? Oh, nothing. I'm just seeing things again. It's been a long day at the office.
Okay, Elantra's gonna go
Alright.
over here and talk to Marius.
God.
What do you say?
As soon as she approaches
Hello,
Marius, we'll blush.
Marius. Nice
Well,
seeing you here.
hello.
I'm right here, you know.
He leans in and he whispers, he's like, we're not supposed to know each other.
Oh, we don't know each other. I'm a noble from a distant land. Of course I don't know you. I'm getting to know you. What kind of a question is that? You're just... Oh, your father was right.
In fairness, this one
believe-
is Marius the Kenneth. Everybody here should know who you are.
Yeah,
That is true.
I guess.
I'm
Point.
just a noble from a distant land trying to introduce myself to the Kenneth family. That's such a crime.
No, not at all. He's got the blush going again.
Boing.
So, could you tell me
Right,
who all
right.
these lovely people are in this room?
You're all just fine.
Okay, so Marius will take a scan around the room
Mm-hmm.
to who all is here. Yes. So he'll start pointing out members of House Ganeth. Of course, he'll start with his father. That's my father there. He is the head of the.
Oh,
of
sorry,
the
Oh,
Yeah.
sexy
Father's
lady.
hot,
Yeah, that's your
bro.
father. Your father's
No,
real
no,
hot,
no,
bro.
no.
Yeah, that cute lady.
No, that's the father. Real father.
This is my father.
Still kind of hot.
This is my friend Clayton over there.
There's our target.
Oh,
Name off a
beautiful.
couple of the random Ganeth that are there. Point out my lady friend from in the forge.
Who was
I
talking
forget what her
to
name.
the halfling friend your
Hmm
friendly barbarian mentioned earlier.
And I also say I'm quite surprised to see that there's a member of House Deneth here. I point to her. How about these two dwarves that are here?
Oh, those
I
aren't
speak
dwarves. Those are
dwarvish.
human.
Oh, okay.
And
They
more
look-
specifically,
Oh.
they're kind of House Orion members. More specifically, House Orion members that are back and forth between mining and designing new land vehicles for House Orion. So they didn't really dress up for the party as much as they should have.
Okay. So yeah, and I say the other members that I don't know seem to be members of House Orion.
At this point, you notice your father walks over to you. He's like,
Oh,
"Oh, well, God, you
Father.
can make it. Who's your who's your lovely friend?"
She
that-
hasn't introduced herself yet. She was in the midst of that. What was your name, my lady?
Oh, don't
Yes.
mind me
I'm from a distant land. My name is Elise Tinkertoes. I came to...
Twinkletoes.
Twinkle-toes.
My name is
Lovely
Elise
name.
Tinkertoes.
then. Lovely name. Pleasure to meet you. And he reaches out for your hand.
She gracefully curtsies and takes his hand, kissing his ring.
Oh, very good. Very good. That won't be necessary here, but I appreciate the fine gesture. Oh, my son,
Sorry,
he kind of like eagerly wraps his arm around this. Marius is like, my son isn't much for talking to people, so you're breaking new ground here, I must say.
Well, why wouldn't you talk to a lovely lady like myself?
At the comment that his father had made, he kind of like gives a shy smile and locks eyes with Elenella.
Well, he wouldn't know that. who
I
am,
know.
so-
I know, but
Yeah.
he locks eyes with you and just kind of.
Well, I best leave you to it then. Many palms to shake, son. Appreciate it. Seriously, though, I appreciate you coming out.
Thank you, Father.
Now then, your friend and I have a little speech to prepare, so if you'll excuse me. A points, nods to Clayton.
Okay.
Well, I must be off.
Yes. Nice meeting you.
Alright.
Well, it's nice to meet you too.
with that,
Where are the drinks by any chance?
well, the drinks are being served by Assorted Warforged, so you can pick up some champagne pretty easily.
Any appetizers or
There
snacks
are
or something?
no appetizers as of yet. And at this point,
Aw.
I'm going to
Okay.
say, since I haven't prepared the rest of the map, we are going to close the session for tonight.
Aww.
Y'all managed to get into the
Aw.
party. Now you just need to grab the man and get him out. Thank you
Alright,
so
so
much
we're-
for coming out tonight. Sorry it took so long to get to this point, but now that's here, I'm so happy to play with you guys again. Apologies for all the technical issues as well.
So
Alright.
until next time, we want to thank you for sticking around to the very end. Once again, this is Agents of Change, not Agents of Chaos, Agents of Change. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye!
Have a,
Have a
lovely
great night, everybody.
Bye.
You're all
Bye,
lovely
everyone.
people. Take care. And, is it Friday yet? Have a great